Gamer-driven video game podcast.
Ah, yes. Whether it's a beer, a shot, or even a glass of wine, grab your favorite beverage and welcome once again to your favorite live, interactive video game podcast with your host, starting with me, Alg857.
The 23rd, Stallion.
Stikz.
Turbo 857.
And your boy Big Choc. What up?
And ladies and gentlemen, the special guest we have on our podcast tonight is the head of an indie dev studio responsible for a couple of great beat-em-ups. I'm talking about Streets of Red. They're hot on the heels of releasing their latest free DLC offering for addicting, hard-hitting beat-em-up sensation Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons.
Yeah.
Please welcome and put your hands together. And welcome for the very first time, the founder and producer of Secret Base. We're talking Raymond Teo.
Hey! What was that?
Thanks for having me on the show.
What's going on, Raymond? How we doing?
Crazy welcome. Crazy introduction.
Welcome, Raymond.
I saw the veins in your neck popping when you did that.
That was crazy.
We question Turbo's intros all the time. That's always something.
That was frightening, actually.
Well, welcome to the show, man.
Yes.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
Oh, man. We've been playing this game for a long time. Long time.
Yes.
Since it first came out. And it's crazy that you've been able to release 2 free DLC packs. 2 free DLC packs so far. Charging nobody no money.
No money.
No money at all.
Free, y'all.
And it's
Very
been
good.
crazy.
Thank you for that.
Yes. It's definitely one of our favorite. We recently also did a Double Dragon tier list. And Double Dragon Gaiden rated at the top tier. Because it's an awesome freaking game. So thank you for making a great game for us to play.
Yes.
Thanks a lot. Like I was watching that video. I think you guys had Top Hat on the show as well, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And it caught my attention, and I was like watching it, and then like next thing I know, hey, okay, Double Dragon Gaiden is on the list as well, and I was interested to see what you guys have to say about it, and so thanks a lot for the kind words.
Excellent.
Hey, man, of course to be there.
Yes. And thank you for making a great game. It's not an easy thing from what I understand. Takes a lot. How long did it take to create Double Dragon Gaiden anyway? How long would you say that it was in development for?
All in all, it took about a little bit more than 3 years.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, we have some situation in between, like Top Hat covered that. Halfway through the development, the programmer working on it, he suffered from a minor stroke.
Oh, jeez.
Jeez.
So so it was pretty scary. We given the situation, and that was like halfway into development, so we were like in a situation that we cannot back out, and we are not quite sure how we are going to push forward if he doesn't recover.
Jeez.
That's crazy.
So yeah, it was supposed to take much shorter time, and the game, we have a lot more things in plan. It's just that because of that, things massively shift direction, and we have to adapt very quickly. But yeah, it ended up taking about a little bit more than 3 years.
So did this start like during the pandemic then, if it was 3 years?
Well, we confirmed the project and started development for a month, and that's when the pandemic happened.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
God damn.
This project has been like from day one. It's like rocky all the way.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
Yeah.
So this game is like a testament to your perseverance to get this thing done. That's crazy.
More.
Wow.
That's crazy. It puts things into perspective because what came out at the end of that is one of the best beat 'em ups we've played. Like it's an amazing beat 'em up, and it's from one of our most treasured franchises because we grew up with Double Dragon, and we love everything Double Dragon, even like the bad ones.
Yeah.
but
Except for
yeah,
some
but
of those.
but I mean, we find enjoyment out of something in regards to like Double Dragon 4 comes up. Like, I don't like Double Dragon 4 at all, but I find enjoyment of making fun of it. But something like this was just such a special game, and it took me off guard because I mean, when I saw the chibi look of the characters, I was like, I don't know. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a good game, and then I didn't know the combat system would be so deep and the retro music remixed over and over. And you guys show a lot of love to Super Double Dragon, which I appreciate because not a lot of people show a lot of love to Super Double Dragon. And, that game wasn't finished. And the fact that you gave the character Luke, who didn't really have a personality or anything, you guys gave him a whole character. You gave him, like, his own voice and everything. So everything that was done in this game was just so spot on. And we love it to death over here. Big time.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, glad you guys enjoy the game. I think Double Dragon for myself, I'm highly aware about the fandom around the games, right? So and for me, it's also from a developer perspective. It's also nice to have something that you can really dive into. To understand what the fans actually like. They play the game back then, and then there were some of them that like this one but not that one. And then like what does the game means to different people, and I analyze that as well as with the different iteration of Double Dragon, what about the developer at the time trying to do. So if you realize, I'm not sure if you guys notice, but the different gangs in Double Dragon Gaiden, right?
Yeah.
Each one of them sort of represent, Double Dragon 1, Double Dragon 2, Double Dragon 3, and 3 and 4. Like something like that. We have a little bit of that thematic when we were designing things. So I wanted to make sure that, whichever one you like, that there is a little bit of them for you.
Yeah, that's
It's cool to have
definitely
representation of them all.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, well, what you said about the look of it when we first saw the game, we were a little taken like we didn't know what was going on. We said, okay, we know what all the double dragons look like, and then we saw the chibi looking one, super deformed look. If y'all don't know, but we saw that, and then we looked into what other games you've done beforehand, and we saw Streets of Red, Devil's Dare, which is like the horror beat 'em up game you guys did, and that brought us. We were like, oh, okay, so you guys have done beat 'em ups before, so we, it made us look more forward to what you were doing with Double Dragon.
Yeah.
But how long did that? When did you have because that just shows you had beat 'em up love to begin with, and how long did it take when you made that first game? Because usually, if it's a first project, that stuff probably happens in like a blueprint from like high school or something. Usually, that's how that stuff works. But how long was that development, and that why'd you do beat 'em up at the time? What got you into just doing a beat 'em up to begin with?
Well, so that was my first beat 'em up, but that was already I was already making games for quite some time.
Okay.
That game took me only, I think the actual development was around a year, but then after that you got to do a bunch of testing stuff, porting to console and all that, and those were things that were new to me back then, and those took almost another 6 months or whatever. So the whole thing wasn't that long. As for why I made a beat them up back then, I was like when I grew up, beat them up was a big thing. In where I'm from, in the 90s, I grew up with games like obviously Double Dragon, a little bit of Final Fight, Golden Axe, almost all of them. Like I was really big into that, and me and my cousin were spend time just playing them back to back and trying to beat the high score on the hardest difficulty and all that. So that has always been in my DNA. It's actually a genre that I never thought I would tackle because it feels like it's so big. There's so much animation involved.
Yeah.
And it's so expensive to make.
Okay.
So yeah, so as a small team, I thought I was gonna make something small, and I remember early 2000, when I started making games, I was making platformer at the time. And my cousin who grew up with me playing beat 'em up was asking me, "You think there's a chance that you make beat 'em up one day?" I was telling him, "Are you crazy? You think about this?" Yeah. But then it really lingers on me. Like over time, as tools become easier, more convenient, and I got more experience, then I start to like, you know what? If I'm making indie games, I want to make indie games. I want to make, and at some point, like I decided that I want to take up the challenge and try to do beat 'em up, which is why you see the first beat 'em up that I made, Streets of Rage. The visual was like monotone, because I need to lower the art budget a little bit, so not having the colors, it goes along with the horror theme, but at the same time, it's just also a way for me to lower down the budget a little bit. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Nice.
Awesome.
Was the chibi style inspired by Mighty Final Fight at all?
Well, you can see that there is the influence. Yeah. So when I did it, when I was working on the art style, I have to say, back then, this was I started planning this in 20. I shared this idea to Arc System Work, who owns the IP at that time, in 2018. So it's quite early on, and at that time we do not know that games like River City Girls or Streets of Rage 4 or TMNT was going to be a thing. So the last Double Dragon that we have a comparison with was actually Double Dragon 4. So when we did this, I think it was considered a big jump, and when we first show it to Arc System Works, I think they were quite happy to see what we were doing. And there was also some influence, like I originally wanted to draw bigger characters as well, but same thing, that's and the image I have in mind, I don't know if you guys know the game Combat Tribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Common Tribes, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
So
actual
Combat Tribe has it's not chibi, but it's still not exactly human proportion,
Yes.
but I have that image because I have this feeling that back then when they made Combat Tribe, that's what the developers imagined Double Dragon to look like next.
that was the real Double
So-
Dragon 3.
Yeah, the real Double Dragon 3.
They kind of look like them, right?
But
Common Tribes, yeah.
it was actually supposed to be that.
We're supposed to be that? No kidding. Makes
Double
sense.
Dragon 3 was not supposed to
I
happen.
was thinking about that, so I started drawing in that direction. But then I realized, some of the problems with it. If I were to do that with the character being bigger and all that, art budget will increase. Then I have to make an evaluation. And early on, I know very well that there is two things I want to do. Number one is I want to have the tag team battle mechanic, right? Secondly, with the tag team battle mechanic, what will massively bump up the replay value is to have a large amount of character that you can play as. And with that being the case, if I were to draw big characters, it will cost so much more to create every single character, which is why in the end we have to roll back and say, okay, can we do some compromise? And we end up with a more chibi character, but which is why you see now that the trade-off is now we are able to have so much character. I think we have I don't even remember how many characters we have. I think we have 16 playable characters.
At least 16, I think. Yeah,
there's a bunch.
There's a lot.
Yeah, and we are releasing 2 more, and we actually announced that after that we still have 6 more to go.
Wait. Okay,
Six more.
all right. So this was on my question. That was actually on my questions because is it today that Jeff and Abori come out? It's today, right? Is it? I think.
Sorry?
Or is it tomorrow?
Jeff and Bori.
No. We have announced that it's coming out in April.
April.
Okay.
Well, we're in there. Okay, so it's soon.
So it's soon.
Yeah,
So there's 6 more.
after that. Yeah.
Holy shit! All right, so this is all right. This is crazy. All right, so I didn't know anything. Is there any? Can you give any hint on who it possibly could be?
Well, let's just say that I've been reading the fans, what they have been asking for, to
Interesting.
brainstorm. Yeah.
Oh shit! I gotta do some research.
Gotta look at the forums.
Yo, for real, 6 more. I was thinking today because I was like, all right, those 2 characters are announced. I'm like, who possibly is left? And I was like, you know what? When he comes on the podcast, I'll ask him if there's more DLC. There probably isn't. And he just said 6 characters.
Surprise.
Yo, all right. Is there any for the DLC? Is there going to be any more modes planned, or is it just going to be characters?
At this moment, we are planning the characters.
Okay.
I think and that's one of, like I mentioned, right? That's one of the advantage of us having a very clear goal early on. That okay, we want the tag team, and the tag team will work well with having so many different characters. And because we plan it that way, the way we handle the characters, we are able to correct very diverse character with very like their move and all that. Like everybody have their own unique thing, and that's something that we plan in the system from the get-go. Yeah.
6 characters.
I
Wow.
can't even think. I would have to really go back and check.
Like who's not in it? Everyone's
Yeah,
in
I'm
it.
like, I gotta do some research.
Well, I have a question that could piggyback off of that one. What motivates you to continue to release free DLC? Not assuming that this DLC that you're releasing later is going to be free, but like what motivate you? Released 2 DLC packs already. The features of the first one was online co-op. The 2-player online co-op mode that you added to that. You added a whole bunch of I think it was battle arenas and stuff like that.
Versus too.
What?
Versus also.
And, yeah, it was
Survival mode.
Yeah, survival mode. Yes, survival mode. Also, it's a lot of content you provide in those 2 DLC packs. Like, I'm just curious of the motivation of like what fuels your motivation to do that.
Are you asking why what motivates me to make more
DLC content,
or why are they free?
No. No,
Don't question the free. Don't you dare question the free.
You just say thank you for that.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Yeah. No, it's not. Yeah, definitely not a question of why it's free. It's just like even without the DLC, it's a complete game. It's a complete great game with a lot of replay value. So I'm curious. It's like, wow, you are releasing great DLC content that's free. I'm like, what motivates these guys to do it? I'm like, do you have a vision of the game that you're like, oh, it's out, but it's not complete. I gotta do this for them. I gotta do that. Like, what is it that fuels that motivation?
Well, so for starters, I think like we were always gonna release the multiplayer, the online multiplayer.
Okay.
So upon launch, we definitely felt like we need to do that.
Okay.
Given that it's a beat 'em up, it's Double Dragon. People want to play with their buddy that is not in the same physical location with them, right? So we knew we wanted to do that, and like that was we're not gonna charge for that, but then at the same time, we have for starters, we have a little bit of manpower to then also like, do we want to throw in a little bit? But then that little bit then very fast spiral into a lot more. And also because like I was looking at the game, and I feel like as a player, what do I want? Like even for Streets of Rage, we had a survival mode, and I know that it was very well received. And because Double Dragon Gaiden, given the setup of the upgrades and everything, that I know it will make a survival mode that much more fun. And then we have also the versus mode, and versus mode was actually something that we used to as developer, we use the versus mode as a test for our characters. So we put the characters together. Like one of the first thing that me and my programmer buddy did was that we were set up. We have versus mode before we have the main game.
Mm.
And we would just sit down and play against each other. He was a big Tekken fan, and we just play versus mode. And we realized that it's fun, and we know back then, or rather, he was more passionate about the versus mode even back then. For me to
Interesting.
put it into
That's
the
cool.
game. So okay, he want to put it into the game. I'll see what I can do to make that happen. So I want the survival mode. He want the versus mode. So we threw them both into the game.
Awesome.
And then I know that players want the three characters from Double Dragon 3, especially the Chin Mei and Renzo.
Yeah,
So yeah,
Chin's
so I
great.
know like okay, so we have a bunch of things that people definitely want. We might as well work on them while we are working on the network
Interesting.
multiplayer component.
Very cool. So there were kind of features that you had since the beginning, and that when you released it, it wasn't ready, and you put it in there later. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And the modes are great.
Pretty much.
I'm glad you guys did that because some developers will be like, okay, we made our game. We have stuff we didn't put in. Let's make the sequel.
Yeah.
Put all this in there and call it another game.
Yeah.
So I mean, because that's a lot of stuff you put in.
No, I do appreciate the indie dev generosity, because you're right. Like Stikz just said, like a lot of them just save it for the sequel, but some are just like, Chucklefish put a big free expansion for the first Warzone game.
Wargroove.
Wargroove. I said Warzone. I said Warzone.
Are you playing Call of Duty?
I mess up names for games all the time. I am sorry, the devs I do that for. Yeah, it's like Wargroove. Yeah, they did it for that one. Who else did something free? Mike Herman with Retromania Wrestling. He's put some free DLC after that game first released also, and it's just a great thing to see when it's great for the players of the game to get some more free content, more life out of the game as well. So I appreciate the free stuff. That's great stuff.
Never questioned it.
I won't question.
Don't question it ever again.
What's the difference between working on the indie property versus a franchise coming from Streets of Red going to Double Dragon?
I think with Double Dragon, to be honest, like our system works was amazing to work with. They were not. So I have worked in other company in the past that deals with IP, so I have experience with that, and it can be very very tedious in the sense where they really need to make sure that the way the character is represented is done in a specific way. You gotta use the specific colors and whatnot. Our system works was much more willing to let me try. They are a little bit more concerned with. They're most concerned with Billy and Jimmy. They have. I think also because like Billy and Jimmy, the image has changed between games, and people argue about what hair color they should have and whatnot.
That's always the thing.
And I think they want to standardize that moving forward. So they were a little bit more like focused on getting those character rights. But the rest of the character, they have been quite encouraging to say like propose to us, and we can let you know if something is like problematic or whatever. Which throughout development they have been rather nice and easy to work with. Other than that is the fans' expectation of the game. So I know there was a very early version of the game where it doesn't feature or it doesn't it wasn't focused around all the classic characters. We know we wanted to have some like Abobo, Burnoff, the most well-known one, but then I was supposed to have a cast of new enemy. It's a city with a new ultimate villain, but then very early on, like I think like someone pointed out to me, I think it was my brother. He pointed out to me like I think fans want to see their childhood again, and then that got me thinking to say, okay, yes, I'm working on Double Dragon, there has been so many Double Dragon game. Let's see what we can do, right? And the idea of then making this Double Dragon All Star comes to, and that's when I have to research on all these things to fulfill the fans' expectation. Like what have they been delving into about the game, about the franchise for all these years. And I realized, people are talking about the law and all that. Okay, so let's try to bring more and more of that into the game, and yeah, that's I think the general direction.
I like the direction y'all did because, as we all know, Double Dragon is one of the most mishandled franchises of all time. Because it's been here, it's been there. Like you said, even the hair color, the character of the main characters have changed multiple times over the years. But I don't mind this vision. I don't mind the way they are in this game, because
It's solid.
Even in other games, they're like, oh, they sound like Bill and Ted. Like there's always something
Yeah,
that they say is different about them.
Yeah.
But it's strong individuality between those games. But I like this one. I like this.
When you watch it, like just putting up the clips now makes you want to play it again.
Exactly. I gotta play it again.
Like that happens with Streets of Rage. That happens with Turtles.
All the good beat 'em ups.
You look at it, you're like, I want to play it
play
again. Because you don't play it the same way, and because when the combat's deep and the characters are done very well, that's what That's what makes you keep coming back to the game. But there was a thing that popped up in my head, because a lot of the trend with a lot of these beat 'em ups, like the Turtles game, went from 4 to 6 players. The Streets of Rage 4 went to 4 players. River City Girls 2 went to 4 players. And I have yet to see a Double Dragon game go to 4 players. Now, was there any talk or maybe any discussion for something like that in the future of Double Dragon going 4 players?
The current version of Gaiden going 4 players, I think might be a little bit hard. It's not such a due to especially because of the network component. I think if you were to bring it up to 4 players, that is quite a bit of a bigger workload. Comparatively, if I were to do that, it might make more sense to make more game modes or whatever. I'm not sure if you guys get what I mean. Because like we have to evaluate, right? Like how many players are really looking forward to having, like the game support 2 player, how many players are looking forward to playing 4 players versus how many players would appreciate or benefit from having more game modes. So yeah, that's something that we have to look at and wonder.
So basically, that's something for the sequel.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
Well, this is a multiplayer channel, so you got, we want the 4-player, obviously.
Yeah, we love that.
I get it. And I think like we actually tried having that in the game early on, because we have the 4. You have 2 players, and each player have 2 characters. So we actually tried having so if you play as 4 players, then there's no tag team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did try something like that, but when you put into the limited timeline, and when you look at having the, what do you call that, like the network, that makes things a lot harder to balance, especially like 4 players. If one of them has a bad network and then everybody just have a bad experience, then how do you balance that? So it was a little bit harder for us to get it all out on the first try, So we try to limit it to 2, since it's Double Dragon, so at least 2 players.
If someone has a bad network,
just drop one.
I was just about to say, if someone has a bad network, you just don't become friends with them no more. Only be friends with people with good connections.
Exactly. And maybe we should shoot for 5 players.
Yeah, 5 players. Hey, yeah, that's 5 players.
The whole group.
That's an idea for
5 players.
5 players. We got some DLC right here.
And just for the record, I make a really good henchman.
There we go.
That's the mid boss right
That's
there.
all right.
Big boss.
Yeah.
You're the mid boss, man. You're the mid boss.
That's fair. That's fair.
But speaking of what you were saying about gameplay,
Yeah.
let's get into the differences in gameplay about this game. I usually don't really like roguelike games. I would prefer to play something that isn't. But this game doing that is genius.
Perfect.
Because I'd never played a full-on beat 'em up, besides like the survival modes and stuff like that. The actual full game being a roguelike. And as a beat 'em up, it works for a beat 'em up because you're doing basically the same thing, but it changes up every time you play. And that's the only time that I'd accept it.
Yeah, the replay value is through the roof.
That's
and
crazy.
That's what it's a perfect game to keep coming back to.
And with all those characters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 6 more. What the fuck is going on?
But and the way you purchase, like you use tokens and everything like that, it's a great way to play a beat 'em up.
Yeah.
And I applaud y'all for doing it that way.
Hell yeah.
Because if I just knew it right away, I would be like, oh nah, man, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
I need a full-on fleshed out storyline. But you can do that in a beat 'em up because the bosses are you're still getting to the end. So what made you want to do it that way, and was there any like pullback when you wanted to do it?
For the roguelike element, I think is also something that I look at very early on. In fact, I was already working on like in Streets of Rage, we also have something very similar, you know, and that's because back then when I was studying, I wanted to make beat 'em up. I have to evaluate, you know, like why is the genre sort of dead at that point, right? You know, that is making a revival in recent years, but it was dead for a long time. So I have to evaluate why. And one of the rationale that I felt was that the lack of replay value. You know, like game was getting bigger, but if you play the old arcade beat 'em up, you go and play them now, it will take you about 40 minutes to go from start to the end.
Yeah.
You know. So it's not a very long game. It's not very like for value for money for today's player. You know. So then I start to evaluate. Okay, what can I do to make it more more valuable for players? I decided to do add roguelike elements, but I also realized that I couldn't quite do a full roguelike like Hades, for example, right? So what happens if I were to do it extremely randomized, you know, is that you sort of lose that. I don't know if you guys have the feeling in the old beat 'em up where you know where the enemy is going to come from, you know.
Yeah.
So they're gonna come from the door on the right. So you and your buddy is gonna go over there and like get ready for them, and then you're gonna fight them halfway, and then it says like, okay, the guys from the left is gonna come. So like you go handle that, you know. But you will lose that. So what I end up doing is that I have a predefined level that you get to pick different routes and have some randomization in between, which is in our case the bosses are randomized. And also the power-ups that you receive at the end of each section is randomized. So you have a little bit of both. You realize that, and I know that a lot of players that play beat 'em up, they don't want the roguelike element. They don't want the full roguelike element. It's like too different of a game for them. And then, so it's like, what can we pick from both sides, right? That satisfy the audience. And I think players from Streets of Rage really like that element, and we wanted to put them into Double Dragon as well. And you know, like that's one of the things that I really feel that beat 'em up in general need to evolve. And I hope that that's something that I introduced to the genre that other developer might consider, because I'm also seeing new beat 'em up coming out, and then like everybody's trying to explore how to make beat 'em up a little bit more lasting in all sort of ways, right? You know, and I do see some people trying out like adding roguelike elements into it, and I hope to see more evolution of the genre.
Yeah, they added it in Streets of Rage 4 and Turtles, right?
Yeah.
Shredder's Revenge. They added roguelike battle modes.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
they
survival modes.
both have survival modes, and they're actually pretty good.
So look at that.
Yeah.
Changed them all for the best.
And you know, it's funny. Cosmic Invasion, the new Marvel beat 'em up that's coming out, they have a tag thing, and it reminded me of Double Dragon Gaiden. And I was like, oh, I wonder where they got that from.
Your Marvel's like, oh.
And but then 2 screens over, the game's 4 players. I was like,
Yeah.
But they get influence from everyone.
yeah, no, I love to see it because I love beat 'em ups. I love them.
It's good for the culture.
And they're being
Yeah.
made very, very well now too. So it's like they're modernizing it.
And I was one of those people who said, oh, yeah,
Very
I
well.
don't want the full roguelike. You got a good balance.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
perfect.
that balance.
It's It's perfect.
Yeah, man.
And Raymond, what is your favorite Double Dragon game?
My favorite Double Dragon game. I think the Double Dragon on NES, Double Dragon 1 and 2 on NES.
Good answer.
Wait,
Good
that's two is like
Two
so
is the right
it's
answer.
so
Yes.
legendary.
It
Awesome,
really
man.
is.
Two is just I don't.
It's perfect.
I don't-
It was great.
You know, and the crazy thing is, it's just it just does everything right, and even the wrong things are right. like the obstacle. I hate the obstacle stages, but there's something special the way they did it. I don't know what
They don't overstay their visit. It's like they put them. They're nicely paced. I think they don't overdo it. Like with just like one stage that has too many freaking obstacles. I think
There's
it's
a good way to do it, and then there's Double Dragon 4,
So wait, you guys,
which isn't a good way to do it.
No,
Wait a
Double
second.
Dragon. Yeah, Double Dragon.
you guys didn't like the fighting game based on the cartoon?
That's not Double Dragon.
Double Dragon.
It is.
It's Double Dragon 5. It's Double Dragon 5 actually, right? That's what they.
It's Double
Oh
Dragon.
wait, I just thought of a question.
Yes, it
And
is.
Al, I want you to cue this up if you possibly can find it in Double Dragon 2. You know the character I'm talking about. We always, and I want to know if that's a DLC. I want to know if Raymond agrees with me
I need
here
the side-by-side
because
comparison.
in Double Dragon 2 there is an Abobo that reminds us of James Brown. And I want to know if he's going to be DLC in Double Dragon Gaiden. He looks like him.
He does.
No.
He looks like
Not
James.
even
Looks like
black.
he looks. Yes, he is.
Oh my god.
Yes.
I hate this
It's
when
like
it comes up.
Wait, we're gonna show him on the screen.
Yeah, just give me a
Raymond,
sec, man.
We've had Way Forward on the show, and they're we've had our Double Dragon questions for them, and this question came up for them too, and I was still shaking my head.
There he goes.
is.
There he goes. Right
There
there.
he is.
James Brown the
James
Abobo.
Brown.
I mean, that needs to be in the DLC.
That's him, man.
With a cape, right?
Yes.
And he does like a little dance. Dude, that'd be amazing. Maybe I just spoiled it for everyone. Maybe that.
Oh
maybe that
man,
is the
maybe that
DLC.
was one of the characters.
That's
Who
one of the
knows?
characters, right, Raymond?
I will not admit or deny.
That's good enough. That's good enough.
no.
That's
It's
not a
not a
no.
no.
It's not a no.
I swear.
Now, Raymond, earlier you were talking about how great it was to work with Arc System Works. I'm curious, how did you guys get the Double Dragon IP? Did they approach you and say we need a new Double Dragon game? Did you approach them and say, look, we can do it this way? How did that come about? Because I know not many, since Arc System Works have gotten the license, I think it was like Way Forward was made, and Arc System Works did Double Dragon 4. Those only devs.
Technos.
Yeah, but they owned it. The Technos. Yeah, they had it before they did. But yeah, so it's not like that many people nowadays are able to work on Double Dragon games. How did you guys land that IP?
Yeah, it's I think it's a little bit of a long story. But,
Oh.
I guess what happens is that after the release of Streets of Rage, I think we did caught some attention, especially like the so little beat 'em up at the time, right? So a fellow Singaporean that has joined our system work, he was assigned to be looking at publishing Steam games or something along that line. And he come across my game, and we discussed, and he like to talk about like I think we were actually discussing about the possibility of publishing Streets of Rage instead. It's all distance memory, so I could be wrong about some of the minor details, but something along that line, right? We had a discussion. I already signed on to somebody else, but then we say like, hey, let's keep in touch and hopefully do something together. Then fast forward a few months or year, that they like I read that our system work acquired the Double Dragon IP. And at the time I was like moving on to something else. Then couple of years later, Double Dragon 4 was announced. And I saw what they did with Double Dragon 4. It was a very classic approach, like they got the original team back to do another version of something that seems similar to NES. So I felt like, hey, if they just tried that, they tried the classic formula, they might be interested to do something different. And at that point, I was looking for a new project, so I reached out to them again. And very quickly, I shared with them a mock-up with a video of how I envision the game to be like, and then they know that I have the track record and everything. I'll finish a game before, or finish multiple games before. We have done quite a few things. So I think that also give them the confidence that we are able to pull this off. So yeah, I think then from there we start to discuss. But it was not so easy. I think even with everything nailed down, just to get the get it approved, like that's still a very big IP, right? So they were very careful about it. It took from the time that we start pitching, I think it took almost a year before like everything is finalized.
Oh wow!
Go ahead to work on this project. Yeah, so it was quite a journey.
Oh my gosh!
Had to get started, right?
So much went into
getting
this game out. It's crazy.
Wow.
Between the Double Dragon beat 'em up, fighting game, and Double Dragon 3, those were probably the ones to steer clear of.
So what do you mean? The Double Dragon fighting game based on the cartoon was great.
Oh, don't even start
Choc.
that.
Double Dragon 3,
but Double Dragon 3 was not bad on the NES.
NES was different.
The arcade was terrible.
The arcade one is
God awful. God awful game. I don't know what they were thinking.
What's your thoughts on Double Dragon Neon? Because that was the one that was right before Double Dragon 4, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Releases.
Well, I tried that as well. I think it was quite well received when it comes out, or rather, I think some of the reviewers were not a big fan of the direction.
Couldn't believe that.
But then there were some players that really stood by it. Even today, they really like the game.
Yeah.
So for me, I like that. There were things that I liked. There were things that didn't click for me. I enjoy that it was the fighting and everything, but I think it has a strong disco vibe, which is a little bit different from what I imagine Double Dragon is to me. But I think like that's part of the problem with Double Dragon is like everybody have a very different idea of what it is. My idea of Double Dragon is not so much the arcade version, is the one on NES. So if you look at my game, I actually spend a lot of time like adding like the platforms. You see like there's a lot of jumping around, you explore the building and all that. It's because I want to bring a little bit of the NES experience where you move from places to places into the game.
I got that vibe.
So but we didn't have too much of the environmental hazard because I think like having that in the beat 'em up can isolate some gamers and whatnot, but I think Neon was more focused on the combat. It was a little bit closer to the arcade in comparison.
Yeah.
They didn't have the story though.
Yeah, it's funny that he brings up because like every Double Dragon is it's kind of a preference thing. If you think because they're all so we love Neon, but we love Gaiden, but we love Double Dragon 2 for the NES. So and they're all different.
Anything in common?
No, they're all different.
Besides, it's a beat 'em up.
They are all different. And now you think of the Double Dragon DLC that was released on River City 2, and then you got Double Dragon Revive, looks nothing like that.
Yeah,
and
it never follows the pattern.
No, it's all different. It's
that's
Double Dragon is the craziest IP I've ever seen in my life. It's everywhere, but I love it.
How? How is it everywhere?
I don't understand. I don't.
So many different companies working on it.
It's crazy. It's but I love it. I love the fact that it's going in the good direction rather than the bad direction.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any other beat 'em ups that you might be working on or want to work on in the future?
There's definitely still a lot of ideas that I have for beat 'em up, and then if I do it, chances are I want to do it with some IP. I actually done some mock-up before with Golden Axe. I was hoping to pitch it to Sega.
As I bring that up.
Then they announced the 3D version.
Yeah.
So I realized that I'm probably a little bit too late on that.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, lots of classic IP are still really, really interesting to me. I do hope to work on them, but IP deal.
About a year after they released that.
Yeah, year after
back
your
to
release,
Sega.
go back to Golden Axe, and
I'd
you
be
could
like,
probably do it.
Let's see what you can do with that Golden Axe.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love
That
to
would
see
be
that.
awesome.
Oh, my
Especially
God.
if it's done with the love that you've done for the Double Dragon series.
Oh my God, that would be sick.
Because that's another series that needs it.
Oh, there's another
It's been a
thing.
long time.
Another thing I thought of also as you were talking about the DLC characters, and we've had the CEO of Delala Studios on our podcast before, and we spoke, and he, they're responsible for Battletoads. So we always, and the more I look at, I keep saying Ninja Gaiden. Oh my God, the more I look at Double Dragon Gaiden, I'm like, I could see the Battletoads fitting in this. I'm like, that would be pretty awesome. That would be really, really cool. You wouldn't happen to be in contact with Delala Studios now, would you? Oh.
No, I didn't get the chance to talk to them, but I did.
Oh.
Well, so we're gonna call him up right now.
We're gonna get him on the phone.
Get him on the phone.
Just so happens.
We had Delilah on the other line.
Can you imagine? We have him here right now.
You have to give us a little bit of time with that one. But we can make it happen.
No, that would be crazy if the Battletoads were popped in there. I would be like, this probably might be the best beat 'em up I've played. Then, if that's the case, like this is crazy.
With that type of design, I can see it happen.
I can see. Can you see it? Like,
Oh, if you guys
For
work
sure.
together, that'd be sick.
oh my
Oh,
God.
Delilah
If they're
and
working on
Secret
another
Base.
Battletoads, you can do a cross promotion and get that thing going.
Oh my God.
That would be sick. That'd be sick.
Or DLC.
Or just DLC.
Listen, there's 6 characters, man, along with the James Brown of Bobo. I mean,
That's a character.
Well, I mean, the 3 Battletoads would make 9.
no, I mean, you do the 3, and then you do the James Brown of Bobo, then you got 2 more.
I'm greedy. I'm sorry, sir.
Jeez.
Raymond, what do you think about Double Dragon Revive? Does that look interesting to you? What do you think of the approach that Arc System Works is going with that?
Yeah, I think well, I know a lot of fans are concerned about it going 3D again, but at the same time, for me, it's interesting. I'm also coming from a developer perspective. If I were to do it, how would I want to evolve the franchise and all that? I'm just trying to share that thoughts, right? And I I think they are giving the fans what they want with the more human, realistic, correct proportion and all that. The fighting, they are actually integrating a lot of things that we were interested to do as well. Like having a lot more environmental interaction and all that. All that are looking good to me.
Yeah, it looks like a fighting game.
SNK, definitely SNK.
Almost like a
King of Fighter vibes, actually.
King of Fighter vibe to them.
Mm.
Yeah. And I'm seeing some of the moves that has been in what we did in Double Dragon Gaiden with the like Jimmy seems to be using a little bit of like fist fight and I don't know if you guys know, but a kung fu style called Pa Si Xuan, and he's using a little bit of those that we try to integrate in Double Dragon Gaiden. So I feel like they have also been studying the past games, what people like and what people enjoy, and then like integrating into the game. And the studio is also quite well known for their wrestling game before this. So I'm quite looking forward to what they have done. But I haven't had the chance to do any hands-on or anything like that. So yeah, like you guys, I'm just a gamer looking forward to the game.
Interesting.
It looks interesting.
I like the.
They added the dodgeball mode though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old school. What'd you call it? The what was it? Super dodgeball, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, they added that to it. I was like, that's too funny. I'm not Jimmy's outfit. It's okay, I guess. But the game itself, I'm interested to play.
I think they should have as unlockables. They should be their old classic.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have.
outfits.
I'm sure they'll have something.
But they always have unlockables and stuff like that in these games. It's a cool, the fact that it's like 3D-ish.
I was questioning the diagonal movement.
Yeah, that's always the tough
The
thing.
fighting in
Yeah.
diagonal is weird.
It's always tough, but
But if they pull it off, it'll be
hey, if it's
cool.
fun, I mean, I'm about it. I love that Double Dragon stuff.
Interesting.
So, if given the choice, would you change the art direction if you were to do another Double Dragon? Or are you sticking with the Gaiden style?
If I were to do another one, I would do like bigger characters.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I really wanted to do. Like, I mean, like, it wasn't even so much of like I didn't want to do that in the first game. It's just a result of trade-off. You know, so like like if I get to do, even if it's not Double Dragon, right? So wanted to do. I do sort of want to do bigger characters so that I can also, as an animator, express the movement a little bit easier. It will make expressing the movement a little bit easier for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Because with the big head and a smaller body,
Yeah.
when you try to punch or kick somebody, your range is a little bit limited.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because your hand is so tiny, right?
Got the little ass hands.
Yep.
I got a proposition for easy money for you.
Uh-oh.
So how about you contact Capcom and be like, I will do a Mighty Final Fight revival for you, so you can stick with the graphics that you got and do something with the Final Fight franchise that Capcom is doing nothing with besides having in the background of Street Fighter. I'm sure they do it
Oh, I'm sure they'd be receptive to a pitch.
because I don't think they're doing. I mean, unless they're doing something with Final Fight now that they haven't said. But
They're not doing a damn thing.
I would give them a call.
Final
and
Fight,
see
they
if
ain't
you
doing nothing.
contact them.
Yeah.
And see if y'all can get that going.
Hell yeah.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Mighty Final Fight, Mighty Final Fight, Mighty Final Fight as well, because they have this mechanic where you can improve your move over time. So like if you keep using a certain move, I think you eventually level up or something like that. So I think like that was something that was interesting to me back then when I was Richard.
Yeah.
But of course, it's Capcom. It's not up to me, it's up to them. I would love to work on it. There's so many great beat 'em up from Capcom. It's just
Definitely.
it's just,
Definitely.
what
You
you
want
said,
you want your
it's-
metamorphic force done. That's what
Bruh.
That's Konami.
That's Konami, but still.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not doing anything.
Yeah, they're not
Still,
doing
they're
anything
not-
with that.
They're not even making games.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Metamorphic force. That's what Choc wants to see done.
That would be sick. Oh man.
You really love that.
Yeah, there's a lot of great beat 'em up from that era, right? Like
Those are good.
Amazing.
Yeah. Those are good. Yeah.
Amazing.
Dungeons and
Really good.
Dragons,
That was Capcom
really
also,
cool
right?
as
Yeah.
well.
Yep.
You know, it's Capcom.
Yeah, we gotta get Capcom on the phone right now.
They're gonna put him in. They're gonna put him in Monster Hunter.
Yeah. You call them, you let them know.
There we go. We'll do that. We'll put in a good word.
He's gonna be busy for the next 5 years.
You gotta hit up
go.
the DMs, man. You gotta hit up the DMs.
Yo, for real.
We'll talk to Mega Ran. He's close contact. with Capcom.
Yeah, word.
We ran to. I ran to a couple of Capcom reps at a couple of. Was it Comic Con? It was some other.
Oh, you
stuff.
did run into it. Yeah, you ran.
So I gotta look see if I have some of that contact stuff.
Yes,
So we'll
That's
see
hilarious.
if we can get something going for that.
That'd be
you said-
amazing.
You said one of the things that hindered the beat 'em ups back in the day was, they didn't reinvent themselves and they got kind of lackluster because it was the same over and over. Now they have the resurgence. The thing they were missing. Basically, in that time was juggling.
Yeah.
They added juggling and combos in these new games, and that's what the new generation wants to see in these beat 'em ups. And Double Dragon Gaiden has that in strides because you can just pass them across the whole screen like the moves.
I didn't even
crazy.
realize you could do that.
Yeah, the moves, the combos are insane in the game, and that's one reason why it's super popular.
Yeah. And Raymond, piggybacking again off of Stikz. Speaking of the gameplay, I keep picking back off here. It's crazy. Piggyback.
That sounds weird, man. Wow. That sounds weird.
Guys,
Get it
come
together.
on.
I noticed, between the roguelike elements, I noticed one cool, unique thing about Double Dragon Gaiden was that the combat's focused on crowd control, and you could only get you can only eat like a hot dog and food and stuff like that, depending on how many enemies you kill at the same time. What was behind that? Who came? Was that always part always like a main idea? Was that something that came about while you were developing the game? Because I thought it was very unique. You know, because usually just see like meat somewhere, you open the box, you eat
Wall
it.
chicken.
You know, wall chicken, something like that. But I'm like, oh, the only way you're gonna eat and like restore your HP is if you like defeat a bunch of enemies at the same time. Like, where did that concept come about? Because I don't think I've ever seen it in any other game but this.
So that that's something that I also something that I figured out. I mentioned, back then when I was working on Streets of Rage, I really took the time to study and evaluate what was missing from beat 'em up, or what can we do to improve, right? And one of the things I identified was, like I tried to really nail down the combat. How can we make it more fun beyond just having combos? I know players want combos, but at the end of the day, we want to make beat 'em up a beat 'em up and not a fighting game. So then I have to look at what makes beat 'em up different. And one of the things was that I evaluate the combat and says that what is beat 'em up about? It's not about one-on-one fighting, which is you reading the opponent's move and then try to figure out which one of your move can be executed before him and whatnot, right? It's not like Dynasty Warriors where you are like one person versus 1,000 person. It's one person versus a gang, which is maybe about 5 to 10 people. And then how can we motivate the player to then be strategic about it with their combat? So they think a little bit more, but not too much, right? So one of the things that my again, right, from like my childhood, my cousin and I, the way we play beat 'em up is we talk about like, hey, you're gonna manage this crowd over here. Throw him from the left of the screen to the right of the screen so that I can take care of them all at once. And we have that kind of strategy going, and I know that high-level players will try to do that so that you can, every time you execute a move, you will be able to get like multiple enemies at one time. And so I know, okay, beat 'em up, that's a high-level move. How can we reward the player for that and actually teach the player to try to go towards that direction? So we introduced the benefits, and then we figure out like, I think in Streets of Rage we were just giving them extra money, but then it makes more sense to have health, and eventually it becomes like, oh, if your health is full and you do it, now the health convert into cash. So like, I personally I really like that reward system. It's like Devil May Cry have a system where you have stylish combo.
Yeah.
Crowd control. I feel like it rewards the player and it teaches the player how to play.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Nah, it works.
No, it's one of the best mechanics in the game. I'm like, this is because you're always, like you're saying, like a little bit of strategy behind it, which specials you're going to do in certain situations, depending on what your position is in relation to the enemies that are around you. It's an underrated mechanic too. It's like, when I read about this game or reviews and stuff like that, they some touch up on it a little bit, but I'm like, that's a great mechanic. A lot of people don't talk about the crowd control, and that's the way you get your HP. I'm like, it's really
dopamine. It gives you a reward for what you're doing. So that's what you want.
It does. When you kill like a lot of things, you're like, oh, like it's just like it's a crazy moment when you kill a lot of people at once in this game.
It pauses after that hit.
Yeah, it's all about the pause, man.
Remember, like in Double Dragon 2 with the knee at the end?
And it slows down. Like
you want that effect.
That last hit, you're like, oh, it's like I like the dramatics.
And you gotta have that knee.
Oh, the knee. Oh, yeah.
That's when I said this is it right here. When you have the knee in there, I was like, this is it. That's the main definition of what Double Dragon is the knee.
Some form of a knee always has to be in the game.
If it's not in the game,
it's not Double Dragon.
Final fight.
If there's no need, it's over.
And one thing I thought was really unique is that when it comes to Double Dragons themselves, you gave all of the kick moves to Billy and all of the punch moves to Jimmy. And I was just like, when I first was using Jimmy, I was like, I can't do the spin kick or the knee. But I'm like, he's got the uppercut, he's got the throw from part 3, and he's able to use it 2 different ways. I'm like, oh no, he's awesome the way he is. I'm like, it's
kind of like how they did Ryu and Ken. They threw the punches to Ryu and the kicks to Ken. If they're very similar, that's how you differentiate.
It works out perfect.
Yeah.
It just works out very well.
And they did that in River City Girls Double Dragons too, right? One
Kind
was
of.
more
I mean, they,
primary kicks and primary punch.
They both have kicks and punches, but there are some moves that
like
they
some are
special
adjusted.
moves, like
Yeah.
Special
There's
moves are
certain
adjusted.
specials. Like there's a move that we have that Billy and Jimmy could both do them, but I could do it in the air and you do it as a grab. It's
Yeah.
weird. Which move was that? The Azuna drop or
Azuna
something?
drop.
Was
Azuna
it that?
drop.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was
Azuna
like
drop.
I thought that was interesting approach to Billy and Jimmy. So no, it's
That was a cool take on them too.
yeah.
They're Mad Diesel though. They're big in that game.
They're huge. Paul.
They're big.
Wow, sir.
Well, just saying. Just want to cover my tracks. No,
So that release date for the DLC, you gonna drop that?
I thought it was already like.
Coming up.
Is there a release date or no for the DLC?
Just a month.
It's in April, but I don't know which April, which date in April.
Okay.
Do we have a?
Because Raymond's gonna tell us right now.
Sorry, you guys are talking about Double Dragon Gaiden.
Yes.
The two new characters.
Yes.
The two new ones, yeah.
Okay.
Jeff and the Boar.
Yeah, like I don't know when it will release myself at this point.
Okay.
We have to submit the game to Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft, and they have to do their check. So it's a little bit on them as well. But we do know that it will come out in April. So yeah, give us a little bit of time. I think it will be out soon.
Are you planning to do a universal through all the systems at the same time, or like Steam first and then the rest? Because their certifications take forever on the home consoles.
God Lord.
Yeah, the home console take a little bit of time. Yeah. So.
All right, no problem.
Do you have a favorite, of the big three, Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft, that's easier to work with, easiest, or are they all pretty much the same to you?
I think they all have their own pros and cons.
Okay.
It's really hard to say that if any one of them is specifically better, and I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I guess having them all have their own thing is like it means each one of them is probably healthy, for us to release. It makes rather than having one platform being the one that has the most user base, and then like the other platform not having enough user base, then you sort of like, you don't know if you want to release for them or not because you might not make the money back. So yeah.
Interesting.
All right.
Interesting.
As a fine, you got questions? Anything else?
Just one last one. Last question is regard to the 6 characters that are going to be coming out. You said the community has been asking for one in particular. Can you give away what Double Dragon he might or she might be from?
Wow.
I would say that there is a sort of new character.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sort of new.
sort of new.
Sort of new.
Sort of new. Ooh.
Okay.
He was about to reveal something.
Yeah, no, it's a character that's probably appeared in the game, but has never been like a fighter or something.
I gotta.
That's probably what
I
it
gotta
is.
do some research. That's what I gotta do.
Okay.
Okay. You have a question. I got one last question too.
Ask your question.
All right. I noticed you gave Marion guns and bazooka, and when Way Forward did Marion, they made her like kind of like a she was like a brawler. I was curious on your approach for Marion. Where'd that come from? The idea to give her guns and bazooka. She's a great character to play as, but she's like all long range, and it's really cool. It's such a wildly different take from Way Forward. So I'm trying to figure out where was the inspiration for that.
It was not so much that there was an inspiration. It was more like from the very beginning. So it touches on what you talk about Billy and Jimmy as well, right? I knew from the beginning that I want to make each character, and I knew like I'm gonna have a wide cast of character, and I don't want any of them to play the same. I want it such that every time you change a character, it feels slightly different game. It feels slightly like a different game. And that's partly because I grew up with games like Street Fighter and also Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So I don't know if you guys play that game, but you
Yes.
Oh yeah, Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Yes.
Hell
you
yeah.
venture to the same level, but when you use Sonic or Tails or Knuckles, you go through a different path.
Yeah.
Or you took the path differently. One could fly, the other could climb walls and all that. And that has always been something that is like super interesting to me. So when I was designing this from the early on, I know that I want to make Billy and Jimmy different, and hence one is punch and one is kick. Uh, and then now you already have the punch and kick guy. Grapple is quite obvious. So who else can I? What else can I do that is different from punch, kick, and grappling? And then okay, I look at Marion. I knew I want to sort of position her as a long range character, and then I realized in her lore that he was sometimes portrayed as a police. So that just makes perfect sense for me to just link everything up together.
Oh,
Nice.
that's right. She was a cop in the cartoon, right? I think she was a cop.
Choc, was she a
I
cop?
think so.
I think she was a cop, right?
I think she
Yeah,
was.
she was. And in the instruction manual for one of the Double Dragon, I think it was also mentioned that she was a trainee cop or something like that. So that was mentioned before. It was also mentioned before that she was in the same martial arts dojo as the Lee brothers. So she was always supposed to be a combatant.
Yeah.
It was never really portrayed in the game. But suppose like in the law, she was sort of supposed to be. So we took a little bit of liberty and try to like spice it up. And also just to add a little bit, Billy and Jimmy, the way I see it is that because they are still young over here, right? So this is so-called like before Double Dragon 1 in my own alternate universe. because, because they are younger, so they have yet to master the show sets again.
Okay.
Right? They like one of them have excel on the kicks move, the other one has excel on the punches, but they have yet to become who they later become. Which is why they don't have the full move set. That's how I envision it.
That's interesting.
I like that.
I didn't. That's very interesting.
All right.
So it's kind of like in your head, it's kind of like a prequel in a way, and it's a homage to the whole entire series at the same time. That's
I like,
very,
Yes.
I like that.
that's very, that's pretty brilliant. Very awesome. Wow.
I got a simple question. That's it. Are you excited about the Switch 2?
Oh yeah, of course, right? Like and I think with the chat function that brings a lot of opportunity for multiplayer games.
Yes.
Yeah. Like the Switch One is already like great because you can just take out the Joy-Con and then like two person can play at once. So, but then now with the chat functionality and all that, I think Nintendo is going to push in that direction even more. So I'm looking forward to see what that does and how that affect indie games as well. I think network development has been a little bit easier. It's still a really tough thing to do, but it's at least easier than I don't know 5-10 years ago. So hope to see more multiplayer games.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it, of course.
Absolutely. Always. Always.
Yeah, man.
Hell yes.
I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah. I had a bunch of questions, and you guys asked them. I was like, wow. See, I was like, that was a great. I was like, I knew.
We're
it
all
was a great
thinking about the same thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know what I wanted to ask. So I was just like, I got a bunch, and I'm just gonna fire them off. But you guys were firing, so I was like, wow. It's like you just had the same idea as I did. So that was great.
Well, we're looking forward to that DLC coming soon.
Hell
Yes.
yeah.
And these 6 more characters that's coming.
Yeah, the 6
yeah.
characters. Yes.
And anything you're working on in the future. So when you're doing that, be sure to look us back up, and we'll gladly have you back on the show to talk about it.
Absolutely. So everybody look out for Double Dragon Gaiden Rise of the Dragons. It's been on our channel several times. We've done a bunch of Let's Plays. We're going to have some more in the future as well. There's 2 DLC packs that are free right now. Well, actually, sorry, 1 and another one's dropping this month. So that's a lot of characters. Every new character they drop is great.
And
So-
there's more on the way.
and there's more content on the way. So now is it's a great time to jump into it if you're looking for a quality, addicting beat 'em up.
Of course.
Yeah.
Is there anything left that you wanted to say to the fans before you go, Raymond?
Well, I just want to say that well, first of all, is thanks for anyone that has supported us, and I think a lot of fans play the game like yourself initially might be slightly wary of like some of them didn't quite like the chibi character or whatever, but we have been hearing a lot of good things once they started playing the game, so we are very appreciative of that. The other thing is also like I hope like whoever has stopped playing for a while, with the new characters coming out, is a good reason to go back to the game. The reason why we did this is also as a thank you to the fans and everybody that supported the game. So just want to say a big thank you to everybody. Yeah.
Well, it's
Awesome, man.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Thanks again. Man.
Raymond, thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate it, and hope to have you on again in the future.
Yes.
Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for having me on the show.
Yes.
Of course.
It was
All
a
right.
pleasure. Definitely. Our pleasure.
Be good, sir.
Until next time.
Have a good one.
I tell you, man. Every time I see a clip of this game,
This game is fire.
it's so
It makes you wanna play it.
Did we do a console tier list beat 'em ups or no?
No,
Not yet, no.
Oh well, do we need to do that?
We have to figure out how we're gonna do it. We're gonna do indie, or we're gonna do
Right.
like
We'll wait for Marvel.
We got.
We'll wait for Cosmic Invasion, and then.
Yeah.
We have to add the GI Joe beat 'em up after we play that, and then see how that.
Oh, that's right. There was a bunch
It's
of
out, right?
Well, GI Joe.
there's a
Karate
couple
Kid. There was a
Karate
bunch of them.
Kid.
Karate Kid, G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
and
There's a bunch.
something else too. I
We
can't
can knock them
remember.
out in a day.
But yeah,
They're
Came
like
out around when
40 minutes.
Power Rangers came out. Like
Gotcha,
right before
okay.
then.
yeah.
That makes
And I'm
sense.
glad they fixed Power Rangers because
too.
I
Because that game is dope.
that's fun. It's very fun.
After they fixed it, I was like, yo, this
It feels
game's awesome.
way
I was
different.
like, this is.
I heard okay things about the Karate Kid one.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything good about the
G.I. Joe
G.I.
one.
Joe one.
No.
I want to try it out.
I heard it. To me, it looks like a. I think
they
I
fixed
know what I might give it as a grade.
I hope they
Yeah.
updated it a little since I read about it, but we'll see.
It's
I hope
looking,
I'm wrong.
It's
too.
looking like an okay. I don't
Yeah.
want it to go in the trash, but it's
Right.
looking like an okay to me. So
But looking forward to that tier list. We're gonna do it soon.
Yeah.
But we do have to play a few more.
I know where
We see it on
Gaiden's
the
going.
channel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's a,
Oh, yeah.
I know where
That's
Gaiden's
a good
going.
yeah, spoiler.
That's fair.
All right.
That's fair.
But chat, we got more of the show to go.
Yeah,
as
man.
You know, and if we woke up early today, it's been a long day.
It's been a very long day.
Been a
Yes,
very
it
long day.
has.
Nintendo kicked off our day
Yeah.
very early.
They said, "Get in
depending
your
on where
pockets,
you are.
motherfucker."
Well, we
Get
want.
your
Depending on
pockets.
where you are in the world, yeah.
If we were West Coast, it would have been at 6 a.m.
Yikes.
But
That's vicious.
9 is still early enough.
Yikes.
9 ain't that early. Come on.
All right.
Yes, it is.
I'm almost halfway through my workday.
All right.
I mean, if you're not getting paid for it, it's early.
If you're not
fair.
getting paid for it.
That's fair.
All right. Since we're on the indie topic, we're going to announce the indie game of the week, y'all. Who's ready?
I'm always ready, baby.
I was born ready, motherfucker. Sorry.
All right.
Motherfucker.
I was born ready.
Indie game of the week is
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Released on June 16th, 2022. Developed by Tribute Games. Published by Dotemu. Available on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S.
Beat 'em ups are taking over.
It's on telephone, too.
Beat 'em ups are taking over the world.
there. It is.
Also on Netflix.
Bro, this game is
Games
fire.
everywhere.
This game is like stupid fire. This game has, well, I mean, it's a ninja. It's a sequel to the arcade game, so I was about to say it has no business being this good, but yeah, it's supposed to be this good.
No, yeah.
It's supposed to be this goddamn good. Like
6
seriously,
players, man.
This is
6 players.
6 players.
It's the same thing when we put up Streets of Rage 4. It's like what is there to say
Yeah.
that hasn't been said already? And if anyone has a problem with any of these games, they should be deleted from the chat or kicked off this podcast.
Like,
Like,
you know to stay away from beat 'em ups if you don't
yeah,
like
it's
these games,
just
'cause
like
this is the pinnacle of all.
this is the cream of the crop.
The cream of the
Oh, boy.
rises to the top. I mean, it's crazy because it's a hard decision to pick the top beat 'em up now.
It's more of a
God.
it's more of a what your mood is, because like I always say Streets of Rage 4, but then when I look at this game I feel upset. Like I disrespected this game. But then when I pick this, I feel like, why am I sleeping on Gaiden all the time?
Yeah.
Gaiden has a deep combat system. So I'm like
Yeah.
whatever I'm in the mood for, man. Like,
Yeah.
Something like Fighting Rage, you're like, how come that never gets mentioned?
yo, like
That's also awesome. There's so
Yep.
many.
Fighting Rage gets no love.
No,
It
no.
never
Yeah,
gets
I
love.
remember you guys played that.
It gets zero love,
Dope
dude.
game.
Yeah. And that has the
That's what
the
tier
replay
list-
value too.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why we gotta do a tier list.
Of the
Yeah.
roguelike.
Help people
Yeah.
know about these games.
Yeah, and a lot of them are going in essential. A lot of them
Yeah.
are going in essential.
I mean, but dealing with consoles, they could be a lot everywhere else. So it'll even out. It'll even out.
But the cool thing about this one is that not only was it 4, this shit is 6 players.
6 players.
Yeah.
Not 5. 6.
It was a must-buy at 4.
Yeah.
And then
Right.
2 more.
Yeah,
And they also had 2 downloadable contents, right?
Yep.
For characters.
I think there
Well,
was
they,
2.
yeah, they had the
They had the Casey Jones one and Usagi, right? Was that
Usagi.
one?
Usagi.
No,
And
I
then-
think you
Oh,
unlocked
Casey
when you
Jones
beat the
was
game.
unlockable.
Oh, he was in the game.
Yeah.
So
Usagi was part of-
Usagi was the first one.
Usagi and Shirai.
Okay.
And then you had the fucking Mondo Gecko.
Yes.
And Mona Lisa.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It's ridiculous.
I just like how.
So you can
everyone's
literally play through the
supporting
whole
them.
game without using the turtles at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Surprisingly.
and it's funny.
April.
I always, no matter what, I always pick Leonardo, right? No matter what. And then, like on my own time, I was like, let me see what's up with
Trying
Usagi
somebody
Yojimbo. Let me try him out.
Oh, it's crazy.
Nasty.
He's ridiculous.
Nasty.
He is ridiculous.
He is
I said, yo, what
nasty,
is going
sir.
on, man? What is going on?
Usagi is about that nasty business.
Yeah, if you don't
Air
own this
combos
game,
and whatnot.
if you don't own this game, I don't even care if you don't like beat 'em ups.
Yeah.
The fuck's wrong with you?
If you like Ninja Turtles,
Something's
you're
wrong.
gonna love this game. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
This is
I don't know what it is about Ninja Turtles. It just has mass appeal.
it does.
Ninja
It's been around
Turtles,
since the
Turtles
80s.
Sounds like the stupidest joke. That
That
like,
just turned into some dope ass shit.
it's like the biggest April Fool's joke. Like, yo,
Yeah.
you see this Ninja Turtle? But it's like a normal thing. for
Every
us.
generation now has Ninja Turtles. In
Yeah.
it, you know,
Yeah.
they're
And
their
formed.
there was
version.
a time when there wasn't. When we were around, there was no. We heard about it first.
I remember.
Honestly,
Like, yeah,
the-
we'll accept that.
it was one of the few. It was one of the few franchises that has gone through several iterations
Most successful franchise from back then.
and
Yeah.
Easy.
and
Yeah.
multiple failures, and still
Still on,
everyone
yeah.
knows.
I mean, they had that live
Ninja
action TV show.
Bruh. Remember that?
That
episode?
was
That was.
Do you remember that episode when they crossed over with the Power Rangers?
I saw pictures of it.
thank
Nice.
God.
Really?
Thank God I
Nice
didn't see that.
Bruh.
I didn't see that.
But yeah,
Bruh.
they're pretty much the lone survivors out of everything. No?
I saw Batman and the Turtles in the.
Yeah.
In
That's a
good
dope
one,
ass.
too.
And that was
that
the movie?
That was good.
Yeah.
Oh no, that movie was.
That was
dope.
very good.
That
I
movie
saw
was
that on the
dope.
plane. I was just like, let me see. I was like, what?
Sleeper.
I was
That's
like,
a
what?
sleeper.
I was like,
No,
this
'cause
is
it-
good.
No, because you see Shredder and Batman throwing hands.
Yeah, no, that was dope. That was dope.
bro.
Yeah, I
like
don't know. I don't know how they figured to get that to work
Batman DLC.
everywhere.
Yo, Batman DLC.
I mean, they had the comic book
Turtles
came
one
out
happened,
years
I
ago.
forget about that.
Yeah, I remember yeah, there was a comic for that.
Yeah, the
And-
comic came.
The only
out
bad thing
years
about
ago.
this game I could say is on the map they didn't have dun 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 dun.
Although the music was dope in this game.
No, the music was fire
This
though.
was good.
Shredder coming out to Wu-Tang. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh,
Come on, man. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to
Yeah,
say?
it's
Even
Bro.
Wu-Tang's like, yo, the Turtles, though.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
We ain't came to lose.
The Turtles, though.
Wow.
It's a moment
Yeah.
where you just had to pause, like, hold up. This is happening. Wu-Tang and the Turtles. Come on.
Yeah,
This gets that official level 857. Seal of motherfucking quality.
For sure.
And I think it ruined Turtles beat 'em ups after this. This is the
We shall see.
bar.
Definitive.
This is the bar.
I already know the only thing you can do. And you sent me the video, and I've seen it twice before. You sent me the video, of Donatello or Leonardo in that Unreal Engine.
Oh, yeah.
That 3D shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's got to be 4-player open world. That's how you move on from this. That's the only way to do it.
I mean, they did make beat 'em ups after the arcades. So
That's-
after the Pinnacle was done, they still made games after. So we'll see where it goes.
It's
true.
the 3D. It's like,
yeah.
everyone's like, and out of the shadows.
Got Arkham fighting.
Oh, Out of the Shadows, underrated. Yeah, underrated.
Next Turtle should be like a Spider-Man beat 'em up. Like
Out of the Shadows was such a. It just needed a little bit more cooking,
3-4 more months.
and it would have been like, woo,
Mm.
woo.
Is Last Ronin coming out this year or no?
It's gonna
There's
be.
no
think
date.
so.
It's gonna be a
There's no date.
one-player
I
game.
forgot.
There's no date.
Well, I mean, if you know understand, the
They're all
story,
dead.
Don't
Yeah.
spoil nothing.
pretty much.
They're all dead.
Don't spoil nothing.
Jeez.
Yeah, they're dead.
But Last Ronin's not starring Hawkeye. The fuck?
Stop, sir.
What? What?
Stop, sir.
What?
Stop. Stop it.
Yeah.
You should add bad effects to your song.
Yeah.
You should.
Hold up.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the
In the game of the week.
Indie game of the week.
Yeah.
Indie game of the next 10 years.
Is it time yet, or are you doing the break? Yep.
Oh, it's time.
Is it time yet, ladies and gentlemen?
he said it's time. I don't know what that is.
Frick is that?
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for My elbow popping.
What the hell is that, dude?
With your old ass arthritic elbow popping the microphone. I know you. Everybody heard that. That's crazy.
That was a
That
snap.
was an audible pop.
I thought you snapped your fingers, dude.
Yo, my
Throw your
man
arm
said,
out the
"You
socket."
rickety old bastard." Yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the news. I'm convinced he doesn't even do it. Sound. He just
No, he
makes
doesn't.
these weird noises to try to throw us off.
Doesn't care.
He really does.
That's nothing. That's not a song. You
We've
trying to throw us off.
we've
Punch
never.
Out. That track was from Punch Out.
No, it was not. We never
That's when he
had.
knocks you out and he goes.
We've never had. We've never had the five of us do that in sync once.
It's gonna happen soon. It will.
Crazy.
It will happen. It will. Guys,
freaking years.
it will
It's
happen.
been years.
It's gonna be episode 400.
Never. It's
Man,
never
yeah,
gonna
it's
happen.
This is gonna be the last episode before we get canceled.
Yeah. Or we'll get canceled that episode.
I promise you guys, it will happen. It
We're
will.
gonna take the sample when you weren't on the show and use that one. That's the
Damn.
sample.
Horrible.
That's the only time it sounded fine.
It's time for the. What the fuck was that?
Yo, if your arm came out.
Time for
that
a
would've been hilarious.
transformer.
Hilarious.
How you gonna extend your arm and sound like a transformer?
Just like-
What's wrong with you?
I was like, oh shit.
Oh.
I felt like Beetlejuice.
All right.
Grease them joints, bro.
Word. I need some oil, yo. Super chat for some oil.
To the news.
No diddy.
Nintendo uses this new app to announce the release date of the live-action Legend of Zelda movie.
Are you excited for that, Kev?
No.
Look at the
Wow.
I'm just-
No. Well, Zelda fan is
our
not
biggest
excited.
Zelda fan.
No.
For a live action, no, I'm not excited for a live action. If it was CG, anime, or something,
You
then
got no
yeah.
faith in live action.
No,
You never saw Lord of the Rings?
no, yeah, but no.
No
it's
faith.
like
Zelda's mad easy to do live.
Dude,
action.
Machine Gun Kelly's gonna be Link.
I'm gonna be Ganondorf.
What the hell?
Machine
What
Gun
the
Kelly.
hell?
Yo, I would be so mad.
Yo, he
would
legit
be-
said he wants to play it so bad. Everyone's like, nah.
No.
Hell
He
no.
dressed up. He dressed up as Link for Halloween, I think, too. One. It's
Hell
I
no.
don't know, dude.
Mr. Machine Gun Kelly, no. I'm sorry.
Can't do that.
Yikes.
Can't
Well,
do that.
Nintendo released it in their
Yikes.
app, which, by the way, I don't have on my phone. I tried to look for it, and I'm like, it's not there. It must be Apple only for now or
Yeah.
something.
was it Nintendo online app? Or was it Nintendo Switch
No, it's
online?
the Nintendo app. It's a Nintendo Today.
Nintendo Today. I gotta
And
look
the
for that
day
one.
they
Oh, yeah.
announced, the day after they announced it, they dropped this news in there. So they're like, look, guys, you gotta have it on your phone, else you're never gonna know that Zelda was coming out. It's just-
I thought it was April Fool's Day news. I was like, come
Nah,
on, son.
it was
I like,
before
get outta
that.
here with that.
They actually did that on IGN way back.
I
in the
remember
day.
a couple years ago.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
remember
apps
that.
here.
Didn't look terrible, but
Nintendo Today. I'm looking at it right now.
it's on there, right?
Yeah,
I gotta check again. I might have been early,
I'll get it.
but they said the movie's gonna be released March 26, 2027. They have a day, like they filmed this
Whoa.
already.
Wow.
They're like, yo, we just gotta
2
set a
years
date.
from now. Oh, great.
It's
Okay.
possible.
Do they have a cast list or no?
They ain't say nothing else about it.
They shouldn't.
It's Nintendo.
Because as soon as you announce anyone from the, it's like Chris Pratt, right? You announce him. Oh my God, it's gonna
Oh, it's
fucking,
gonna
you're
be-
ruin it. It's gonna be terrible.
So I still have a shot to play Ganondorf. Okay.
You have a shot. You have a shot.
I got a chance. I
You have a shot.
got a chance.
They called you.
Sorry.
I just gotta grow like another half a foot and like get jacked.
Nah,
and
that's
I'm
what
good.
CGI is for, man.
Nah. It's gotta be all real. I'm gonna do all my
Gotta
own
wear the
stunts
suit.
too.
They put-
nope.
you know, put
no
on a suit.
suits.
No?
No suits. All my own stunts.
They said the movie's director Wes
Set me on
Ball.
fire.
They
Sorry.
said the movie's director Wes Ball aims for a live-action Miyazaki style. So,
Oh, man.
and he says that,
He does not sound happy at all,
stressed.
dude.
he
He's
says he wants
very
a
upset.
serious adaptation with minimal motion capture. They're taking this serious. It's not like
No, it's
what you saw on He-Man. This is serious.
Oh, come on, son.
Oh, boy.
This is serious.
I'll keep an open mind. I'll wait till it gets reviewed, and I'm like, if it gets good reviews, I'm gonna go see it. You know, just like I'm like, I
Yo,
just,
why don't you support your
Right.
IP and go see it?
you know,
Yeah.
it's like
Even
it's-
if you see a matinee.
Miyamoto and A.B. Arad are producing the film. So you got Miyamoto in it. Miyamoto's
he's the least
in there.
involved. No, it's true. It's
He's
just
in
like,
there. He's gonna tell him if it's whack.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, obviously, yes, we prefer maybe CG animated like the Mario movie.
like the Mario movie. I'm like,
Right.
do it
We
like the
prefer that,
Mario movie.
But would it be as serious though?
Yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it.
I believe so. I thought you could do it that way.
You could.
Yeah.
There was serious
But
parts
they
of the
can
Mario
only do
movie.
it serious live though. Like You can't do it cheesy. If they do it cheesy, then it's bad.
You could do serious with CG because
No,
Zelda's
you can. You can.
Well, how serious? Because if you think about Zelda, you're not gonna be like, oh, Link's gonna fucking gut somebody. You're not gonna see blood, but like he's gonna slash and kill a goblin. Like obviously,
My thing is the fantasy input of it. If they do the fantasy right, if they're doing live action, they have to do the fantasy right.
For
Because
sure.
The problem with Zelda franchise in that form are the characters. None of these characters look human. It's gonna have to look like Star Wars. Everyone's gonna have to look cool the way they are.
that's why I say CG works because everything
They can do that type of thing.
Yeah, from Breath.
They're
of
like
the,
aliens.
The Breath of the Wild characters
Yeah.
are amazing. They're dope characters.
Yeah.
But
the
won't
way
look
they
like
use them
real
in
people.
the way they use them in Age of Calamity, that's an amazing cast, and I want to see that done CG style.
Yeah.
And that would be
That'd be
beautiful.
easier,
And the
definitely.
thing is, in the way that the Mario movie went, Mario's doing fucking Smash Brothers moves. And if you you have Nintendo and you're gonna do these characters, you're gonna have to do a Smash Brothers movie eventually. You can't have a live action Zelda in the same movie as a CG Mario. So it's like you have to have this shit all lined up. If you do Star Fox, it's not gonna be live action. Kirby ain't gonna be live action.
They could be puppets.
You know, like Kid Icarus ain't gonna be live action.
Star Fox could be mocap.
They could be like the what was the movie?
puppets? You
Yeah,
say
like
puppets?
The American Police.
Oh, like America World Police? That
Yeah,
movie?
like when they had the Barbie Ken doll looking thing.
Wow.
I can see them looking like that with the fur.
Barbie
with the
Ken
fur.
doll.
I can
Yo,
see
that
that. That should be the intro. The intro. They start off the first 5 minutes like that.
I heard
That's
they're
what it
gonna
was
get
based off of.
I heard they're gonna get Tom Holland to play Link.
Dude, listen, it
I'm
doesn't.
just kidding. I'm kidding. Calm down. I'm kidding.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
The thing about this movie, the internet is gonna go crazy over anyway, regardless if it's
No
a
matter who they
cartoon-
pick.
No, if it's a cartoon or real, the voice Link is talking. He has a voice. That's gonna be the
That's
problem.
gonna bother people.
No matter what it is.
No, they'll be pissed.
No matter what it is, they'll be pissed.
But
What
if
if
he
he doesn't have a
si-
voice?
He's
gonna have a
normally
voice.
he's
Yeah, he
normally
doesn't
silent.
talk.
in
He only
the
goes
game.
ah,
yeah.
or when I kill him. Ah! That's the only thing. That's the only
Or
time.
fuck.
No, he's
Yeah. When I kill him, and he screams like a bitch.
No,
Or fuck.
So if that's the only thing he does in the movie, then they'll be happy.
That'd be funny as hell.
No
Actually, that would be
talking.
cool.
Link could not have a line in the movie.
silent-
To be honest, if he's silent, I'd be like, this
Silent
is stupid.
protagonist.
This is
No, it
dumb.
would be stupid.
I'd be like, this is dumb.
But that's the only way people won't complain,
To be honest,
and they'll still complain.
Zelda's more fragile than Mario. Mario, you have so much room to do stuff.
Yeah.
I
Link
think
could be
I think
Keanu.
Link is just.
Link could be Keanu Reeves
Oh God.
with no
Stop.
lines. No
Oh,
lines.
man.
Stop.
He's the only one who could do a movie with no lines.
Yeah.
You can't see that.
And I love
Wow.
Keanu Reeves.
He'll have two lines.
I love Keanu Reeves. Yeah.
I need the Triforce.
He wakes up from that slumber. Zelda's like, yo, you all right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Stop,
that's what-
sir. Oh
Bizarre
my
says
God.
Jaden Smith is gonna play him.
Wow.
Jane Smith's gonna play as the Hyrule Castle and wear it on his fucking head.
At the castle.
Wow.
No, he's gonna be Tinkle.
Damn.
Listen, regardless of what they do for this movie, it's gonna be weird hearing about it. You're just gonna have to take it and see if it's a good movie.
Just
That's
look at Turbo's face. And right now he's been quiet. He's
He's a
very
true
upset
fan.
about. He doesn't like this news
all.
right
True
now.
fan.
I'm
This
not-
is what you gotta look forward to.
Nah, man, I'm not. We'll see about it, man.
You gotta see the trailer, man.
I got exactly.
Gotta see
I
the
see the
trailer.
trailer. We'll see how it
Kev's
goes.
like next news.
I'll keep an open mind. We'll see.
All right. Nintendo Direct. This is not the one that was today, y'all.
Yeah.
This is the one they did, because they did one right before.
Oh, I forgot about this one.
Yeah, everyone did.
This was like, well, this is what's left.
This is for the Switch, the all Nintendo Switch games that were announced March 2025. This is the reaction and what they talked about during it. I know y'all want to talk about the Switch too. That episode is coming next week.
That's next,
Yeah.
next week.
Spoiler,
next week,
spoiler.
We're gonna gather.
We'll be here for another 3 hours.
We're gonna
Yeah,
gather
we talk
all
about
the
that.
news and everything that
Yeah.
happened since then,
Yeah.
and talk about it and how we think about it next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fun one.
But we're gonna talk about this direct here. We had what they say here. This is my quick list. All right, it's scattered everywhere. So they showcased various game announcements. They said no Nintendo Switch news was included, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2
Switched it.
remake. What was it? AI, the Summonium file spinoff, and the Radio Kazunawa.
I have no idea. I have no idea
What did you just say?
Bro,
I don't
Those
even know what you
first two
said.
games were Japanese as hell. They were
Oh,
the
okay.
detective games.
What
I got
language
you.
are you speaking? sir?
Everyone's just like, I don't know what you just said.
Radio Kazunawa. That was the second game.
Okay.
Shadow Labyrinth, the Pac-Man spinoff.
I actually like that.
That looks.
I
really
like that
good.
a lot.
Looks interesting.
Because I was just like, I probably won't care about anything. And I said,
Yeah.
what is this? This looks fun.
It doesn't
It's a
look like
Metroid
Pac-Man
game.
at all.
I like the dark aspect of it. I said, I might fuck with this. This
It was
is
like
cool.
it was like that.
Based off the show.
Based off the show that we.
Secret level?
Yeah. Oh, it was based off of that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
That was one of these shorts.
I got to watch that episode then.
It was it was the same thing.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That was
Yeah.
mad creepy.
I'll fuck with that.
But yeah, it was surprising. It's a Metroidvania. It looks cool. Patapon 1 and 2 replay.
Patapon.
That was from the PSP Sony days.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Story of Seasons, more gardening.
More gardening.
Dude, that's very popular.
If you like it,
More gardening.
Yeah,
It's
so
very,
more
it's the
gardening.
Grand Bazaar. It's very popular.
How bizarre.
Bazaar,
How
you getting that?
Shout out
You
to Bizarre.
Metroid Prime 4,
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
which oddly was in the middle of that presentation. You think that would
I
have been
thought
like
that
the
was
end.
pretty funny, actually.
was
I
pretty
thought that was very. You know, I guarantee they're like, this will be on the Switch, but it's gonna be on the Switch too. Let me let y'all know it's gonna be on the. I guarantee that's probably why they just did it like that.
It was odd. But yeah, they
She got powers
discussed the psychic powers that she has and stuff.
Cool
like
red
that.
suit, though.
Different suit that they gave her.
that I won't be able to see because it's first person.
It looked surprisingly good to be on the Switch.
Yeah,
I
it
give them
did.
that. I give
Yes,
them
it did. 60 frames.
That's just gonna be smoking when you fucking play it. It's gonna be at full
They'd
capacity.
be like, you have got to get the Switch 2 now. Your system is fried.
They're like, you have a month to beat it, or it's gonna
Yeah.
fucking
The Switch will
overload.
self-destruct if you don't pull this game out.
Yeah, it's gonna burn. the whole shit out.
Yeah, you're not getting 120 frames per second. Nope. But then they had Disney Villains Curse Cafe, which is whatever.
Yeah.
Not for me. But they had Witchbrook, would actually look pretty decent.
Was that the 4-player
It was the
pixel art?
pixel
You know,
art.
I'm not even going front. I was watching. I'm like, what is this shit? And I'm like, this doesn't look bad at all. This is not my type of game
No.
whatsoever. But it did not look bad at all. It did
It
not
looked
look
like
bad.
Harry Potter, kind of.
I like the isometric shit. I like the pixel art.
Chucklefish, right?
I'm not sure who made this.
Hold on, let me see.
But it was 4 players, though.
I think it is Chucklefish. I
That's
think.
cool. I like
Chucklefish
the art.
makes this?
I believe so,
It looked
yeah.
cool. Like I don't know.
I don't know why.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know when something just looks
It's
good.
clean.
Yeah,
Very
it's
clean.
It's clean.
It's Chucklefish. It's the same guys that devs that did Wargroove.
Wargroove.
It had Super,
Same-
so they know
same
what
art style.
they know what the fuck they're doing.
Warzone.
it had Super Nintendo charm.
There's something cool about looking at this game,
Yeah, it's got.
Now they
nice-
know their pixel art.
and
man.
I don't fuck with games like this.
Because you know in Final Fantasy, when they had the little movements and the little, like, drop on the head when they're nervous and stuff, it reminds me of stuff like that.
It's charming. It's
It's fun.
insanely charming.
It seems like one of those cozy games where you just like,
Oh, they want it to be.
yeah.
it
looks like- it looks
seems
cool.
like you could live in there, though.
Yeah, it's got the aesthetic for
If
it.
they
That's
told
for
me
sure.
if I had to live in a game,
Yo, if I saw
which one
them,
would you pick?
if I saw them like
All right.
getting attacked by some shit and the 4 players are doing some, I'd be like, you know what? Maybe we could mess with this. You know,
Yeah, I'll take a look at it.
chopping heads off and shit.
Um,
Sorry, got a little
The
violent.
Eternal Life of Goldman. I don't remember what that was.
Yeah.
I'm
do
gonna
I?
pull it up right now.
Eternal Life of Goldman.
No, I don't remember. Oh, yes, actually.
This game.
Dude,
Oh,
this
this
is
is
a DuckTales
DuckTales.
game.
Yes, this
Old
was
man.
actually.
Wow.
This was animated crazy.
No, this
though.
is beautiful.
It was old
What
man.
am I watching right
You're
now?
watching
Hand-drawn
You're
animation.
watching cartoon animated,
was
fucking
That
hand drawn.
is
I'm glad you
sick.
pulled this up because I forgot the
I
name.
forgot. Yeah, that's the thing about these titles, man.
I was
I had to
excited.
pull up the article.
God, I'm mercy.
Even though the character's old man.
It's DuckTales.
He's
But it
Duck-
still looks cool.
It's a
man.
poor Scrooge McDuck.
What? That was crazy.
That's a
It was-
Oh, that's
superpowers.
That's a Scrooge. What the fuck?
I'm playing that.
Scrooge, what the fuck? Wow.
I'm playing that though.
this
That
guy.
looks fire as fuck, though. That's
This
great.
guy.
Golden.
The Eternal Life of Goldman.
That looks nice.
All right.
That looks very
That was cool.
beautiful.
They had Gradius Origins.
Oh, they had a lot of content on that.
This is like Life Force and Gradius.
And there was something that was multiplayer that I don't think was released here. There was like
yeah,
another
there's
one.
another. There's part 3.
Oh, it's 2 players.
Salamander.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bullet
Salamander
Hell.
3.
Nah, I can't mess with
Oh,
that.
this is Life Force, man.
This
This
is
is
old
Life
school.
Force.
Yeah.
It actually looked pretty cool. I was like, all right.
But
I-
they don't, the people are mad because it doesn't have all of the
you know,
releases in
me, you know, we can get it. Me and Al will do it. We'll play it.
Excuse me? What the hell? No.
Al, I'm choosing you as my partner.
No.
I think
No,
this
we got to
was-
do that. We got to pick. We got to do a let's play with freaking everybody has to pick a co-op partner of a game they don't want to play.
Oh, you mean like Brave Escape?
Yes. Yes. Yeah, every one of us have to do it.
Got to put Choc in a platformer.
Chill.
I'll be in first person.
Turbo's
shooter.
gonna
Oh,
make
yeah,
me
first
play-
person.
Turbo's going to make me play Pikmin.
Oh, God.
God damn it.
And I was gonna be like, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. I understand it now.
The suffering.
Rift of the Necro Dance, I think, was a Shadow Drop.
Yeah, let me,
So that came out the day of.
Let me pull that up.
I think that
That's like
was
a
a
dance-
rhythm fight.
Rhythm, yeah,
Rhythm
yeah.
fighting game.
Oh, this is out on, I have this on Steam, actually.
Oh, it's out?
Yeah. It's been out. This is cool.
I mean, ours.
It has like mini,
That's clean.
has like side games and stuff like that.
I love it when it's so clean.
That's definitely an indie look, though.
Yeah.
Nah,
But it
that's
looks
dope.
good. Looks good. Especially if you like Guitar Hero type
Look at those things throwing their hands up.
things.
That shit's funny to
That
me.
beat better be fire.
They have different,
Yeah, they need a Portal 3 to have Alan Choc
Nope.
play.
Yeah.
Nope.
yeah, man.
I'm not trying to get stressed anymore, man.
Valve can't count to 3, man. They stop at 2.
They had Tamagotchi Plaza, which the guy said Tamagotchi. Everybody was like, what the hell is a Tamagotchi? Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Tamagotchi. Talking about Gooch.
I say gooch.
Talk about that
Talking about that
gooch.
gooch.
That gooch.
But everybody was saying that wrong through the whole 90s. Tamagotchi Plaza. Then they had Pokemon Legends ZA.
Hold on a second.
Another Pokemon. Oh, this is Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
It looked like Animal Crossing.
It looks like that that Pichu that in Smash Brothers that you stab right in the face.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but that was a name I haven't heard in a while. Still around.
Gooch.
And Pokemon, which never went away.
Ah.
I mean, I understand what people say when they say that should look better by now. Considering the amount of money Pokemon makes, that should be top tier. Like everything should be polished.
Nope.
And
Nope.
it's just not.
They're like
No,
no.
because they know they can get away with releasing mid-tier shit,
Yeah.
and people are still gonna buy
Yeah,
it.
they're like you're gonna
Yeah.
buy it. So
And it's actually, I thought it looked, decent for what it was. And then I saw more of it, and I was like, I see what they're doing. I see. They got to add more to that.
I never was remotely even close. To
They
being
probably
interested.
release it like this just to compete with Power World.
Well, they said this is as a extra mode, as a Switch 2 mode also. Surprise, surprise.
No kidding.
They had Rhythm Heaven Groove, which had a weird trailer.
Yo, what a surprise that
Dude
was,
was
man.
tripping. Like, it was a weird.
That was a surprise because I just beat Rhythm Heaven for the 3DS. I'm like,
People are excited
Wow.
about this too.
wow.
It was like, follow us. And then he's doing the beat. Remember that one, right? The ugly, weird art. And he was tripping through the hoop. He's like offbeat as hell.
I
Like,
don't
this
know.
is difficult.
What's this? Oh, sorry.
I don't know if I remember
I
that.
clicked on it.
Yeah, this is the odd direct because it's like in the last legs of the Switch. So
Yep.
they're like, here we go.
It's the last hurrah.
It's a short, it's a short video.
Every time she talked, she said,
Oh, this is weird. This is weird.
Yeah.
We're about to see.
Well, this is Rhythm Heaven.
Oh.
Yeah,
how
this
it
is weird.
She had a stupid sound at the end of everything she said.
Yeah, boop. Sometimes boop. This is weird. I felt like it was too early for me to watch this. I'm like, I feel like I'm like still dreaming.
Rhythm Heaven is fun though.
This is weird.
Look at that thing.
That's
Pac-Man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
It's a new character too.
It's kind of creepy looking
Pac-Man.
though. Right?
That's how the game is.
It reminded me of what's that game for PlayStation? It was like a line, and you put a CD in, and it makes the level for you, and it was a rhythm game. I forgot the name of it.
It looks like a
It was like black
flavorless,
and white.
Skittle.
Looked like that character. Though.
like a flavorless chip.
Really?
yeah.
Something that has no flavor at all.
It's the Pringles mascot's
call them Mikey
kids.
D's.
Nah, man, that's
Yo,
the
that's
white
Mike-
M&M.
That is Mikey D's.
That's the white M&M.
It's the white M&M.
The white M&M.
He's the rapper.
It's the Pringles logo with his children.
All right.
Yes, he's not happy anymore.
Yeah.
Sad Pringles guy.
No mustache. on it.
Enough of this game.
Nah, more. I need more of that. Actually, people were excited about that. Then they discussed the virtual game card, which people are mixed. They have mixed feelings about it.
I don't know
Oh, the
how I feel.
borrowing of the
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how they feel
I don't
about
know
that.
why they'd have such bad feelings about it.
I don't trust Nintendo with anything that has to do with the internet.
Listen, I don't think they quite understood because if it does involve hurting your digital releases, like all the stuff that you own.
Yeah.
If they don't allow you, like I think if you're signed into your system, I think it still allows you to download that stuff.
I know the issue why they did that too, because I have a coworker that had he bought a broken used Switch Lite and he fixed it.
Yeah.
So now he has two Switch. He has a regular one and he has a Switch Lite. And then he was pissed off because he has the digital game that he bought on the new Switch that he has. And he tried to transfer the freaking game to the
Can't
other.
do the saves though.
Can't. No. Doesn't work.
certain games.
He's like, I bought this freaking game. I can't play.
Well, if you have the same account,
Yeah.
you should be able to do it. But people don't understand yet if they're still allowing you to do that,
Right.
or do you have to validate your game over to your new system?
Yeah.
Remains to be seen.
I think that this is for if you have a Switch 1 and you have family members who don't, and you get the Switch 2, and you want to loan your game to your family member
Right.
or close friend or whoever's nearby, if you want to loan that to them, and then they said, what if that person ends up not being friends with you and tries to take your game after you
Right.
share it with them?
There's
Because
time limit.
we've all
There's a time.
lent the game. Yeah, we've all lent the game out to an asshole who's like,
Yeah.
get it back now.
Uh-huh.
So they give you 2 weeks.
So they give you 2 weeks, and then it automatically returns to you, or obviously before that, if you ask for it back and they give it back. But I understand why they did that. Or if you have a little brat brother who's like, yeah, I got it. I'm not giving it back. I'm going to hide
Yeah.
it or whatever. It comes back to you. So,
Then they catch stunners.
but I don't think
Yeah.
that has any relation to your ownership of the title.
Right.
I think you could still put that on your Switch Lite if you have your Switch when you want to. If you want to travel light and have that with you instead of that. I just think that's an alternative way to lend out your game like it's a physical game.
Shout out to that preview there. They have Fire Emblem Engage.
Fire Emblem was mid, bro. Don't
But I
worry.
think all
I'll throw this
the
bottle at you.
I think all the negativity to it is like kind of premature. Let it cook. Let's see what happens with it and see if it's something that's worth doing. It's just an option right now.
Yeah, I think it's
Just
fine.
step in
I
the
think it's
right
fine.
direction,
Yeah,
at
I think
least.
it's fine.
I wouldn't get too mad at an option unless it takes from what they had. If
Yeah.
it takes away from your ownership of the game, yes, be mad.
Ah.
No, the evil laugh. But yeah, no one knows yet. And they didn't discuss it more today. So we'll see about that. Then they said the new Nintendo app.
Yeah.
That was the Nintendo Today app.
I just downloaded it.
And that's when, obviously the next day they
Yeah.
announced the Zelda news. And then the big news of the day, according to Nintendo, was the Tomodachi Life Living the Dream trailer. Now, to anyone who's not aware of this game, this was the weirdest way to end the Nintendo Direct
Yeah.
of all time.
Thick
Of all time. Any game you could have announced. People who don't know about this game are like, what am I watching? It was funny and in a weird way.
That's not even the biggest announcement on that.
No, because
No.
you missed one.
You missed one very special one. Probably the best thing on the entire.
Yeah, right before it.
The best thing.
It's not on my list.
Cosmic
I'm
Invasion.
looking. Yeah, I'm looking right at the article.
Marvel's Cosmic Invasion.
It's right up.
Homing lasers?
It's right above it.
The greatest thing ever announced in the past 30 years.
What the fuck?
Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself. Sorry.
All right. Forgive me for missing that. But,
Don't let it
we're probably
happen
gonna
again.
That could have been its own news by itself.
Actually, you could have saved that for last because it is the best thing to ever be announced. But
Yeah. So let me get to Tomodachi Life first. And then we'll
Fuck.
get to.
Oh, damn it.
then
I
we'll
just
get
pulled up the
to-
footage, man.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get
I
to
don't-
it
all right.
because that's the biggest of the night. But according to Nintendo, the Tomodachi Life trailer has gotten such astronomical views that I am in awe, and I didn't know what the hell
Wait a minute.
I
What?
was missing out on.
Really?
Apparently, there's a fan base for this game that is unrivaled.
Really?
Yes, multi-million views on this game. And I'm
What?
like, wow.
it's a fan base that I want no part of.
Yeah, I have no.
They said
that's-
10 years. Was it 10 years ago when that came out? So I just didn't know. I didn't follow that.
What was it on the 3DS or DS?
DS.
Tamagotchi
I
Life?
think either three is one of them. It was
I
portable.
forgot what.
I think it was.
I know it was a handheld.
It was portable. But yeah, all right. Forgive me, chat. I forgot the biggest news. All right, it went on the list that I had
You've
here.
upset the chat.
Yeah, man.
Listen, AI made a list.
He said AI, man. You can't trust AI.
Blaming it on AI.
How you gonna blame this on Allen Iverson?
Oh my.
Oh boy.
That was
What?
good. That was
What?
He didn't have the answers.
What?
Right? He didn't have the answers.
Kev is now
That was
affected
great.
Choc. He infected Choc's brain.
So let's talk about Marvel then.
Yes.
Cosmic Invasion.
Oh, I
talk
thought you
about
were
it.
talking about Marvel Rivals.
No, man.
No, we talking about something better.
This was out of nowhere. No one knew about this game at all.
Like an RKO.
And it looks like, it looks like they're paying homage to the X-Men arcade game. And, they have two X-Men in this, right? They have Storm and
Wolverine.
That's all I saw of them. But they have other characters
Venom,
also.
Spider-Man, Captain America, Nova, and the chick's name I don't know with the sword.
I think she might be the new Quasar.
Oh, it's Quasar.
So it's a throwback to the Super Nintendo beat 'em ups and the arcade beat 'em up, basically, of Marvel days.
All those beat 'em ups.
And
I can't
it
remember
looks.
her name.
I know they even did the moves like they did in the X-Men arcade. I was like, oh wow! And then they added
Yo,
the
Nova
tag.
looks so badass.
Nova looks crazy.
Oh my god.
They added the tag stuff you could do in it, so you can tag out as another character. And I was like, oh, that's pretty dope.
And
And then
then
looking at this, I thought it was like the Super Nintendo games. So I was like, okay. And then
Four
it said
players.
4 players. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man, they're
Sold.
doing arcade now.
Sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sold.
Best
And
way to
then
sell it.
They said it was .emu.
Yep, they do.
Sold.
They're
Turtles.
they're undefeated.
They did the turtle stuff.
All right, so I know I noticed a pattern with this game.
Goated.
There's 2 Spider characters,
Yes.
2 X-Men,
Yes.
2 Galactic characters,
Yes.
And
1 Avenger.
Mm.
Who's the other Avenger?
Iron Man.
Yeah.
That should
I
be.
mean,
That's probably obvious as
Either Iron
Is
Man
they-
or
Thor,
Power's
the
gone.
chick.
He said power's gone.
Captain Marvel.
No.
Black Cat.
Black Widow?
Widow.
Black Cat.
wow.
If they want another representation, they'll go that way.
Dude, I just want to know what DLC. I want to know what other characters are in the game.
But Iron Man makes sense though, unless they have another DLC with all those in there.
Yeah,
But yeah, you gotta have Captain America and Iron Man in the game.
I'm low key hoping for Hawkeye.
Vision and Hawkeye.
Hawkeye,
hopefully,
absolutely.
Hopefully they have everyone.
Yeah.
And I like what they got the 97 Storm outfit.
Yo,
Yes.
I was like,
that's
Yeah.
I was
paying.
like, oh.
That's Jim Lee stuff, man.
And they got the Wolverine, the earth tone Wolverine in there.
Yep.
Oh,
that
my,
was the first thing they said. Oh, that's it.
oh,
That's it. They got the brown costume.
look at that. Look at that, dude. Man,
I thought it was the Capcom fighter just made it to beat him up. I was like, dude, that looks like the
it almost looked like the sprites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost looked.
They look similar.
Yeah, if you want to see something funny, look at Victor Lucas's reaction like a kid.
Oh,
He
yes,
turned into
yes,
a
yes.
kid.
Yes.
that's what I'm talking
He
about.
said, yes, that's what I'm talking about.
He forgot there was a camera on it. He's like, oh,
he
shit.
turned into a child. I love it.
Well, after all the announcements besides Metroid, I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way to get excited about anything until
Dude,
then.
this is what I get excited about, right? Like, I get excited about this shit. Fucking Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I lost my shit. I forgot everything else that was in that direct, and I saw that and I said, "Oh my god, my head's gonna explode." Yeah, Black Panther needs to be in that fucking game, of course.
Hell yeah, man.
But yeah, it's coming out this year, so that's fucking amazing.
I wonder how they're gonna do, or if they're gonna do DLC. That would be a bad decision if they didn't,
They need
But-
to.
but that would be pretty cool.
They
Imagine.
need to.
They said,
I mean, the way they're riding this Marvel train right now.
Yo,
they said end of summer, right?
Nah,
they just said
holiday.
2025.
It's a holiday 2025.
Oh, it's a holiday.
End of the year,
Shit.
okay.
Sure, it's a holiday.
So Christmas or
Yo,
November.
So we got time.
Daredevil, man, get him in there. Let's go.
Well, they didn't want to challenge GTA. Punisher.
I mean, Punisher and Daredevil are hot right now, so you got to have them in there.
Oh, yeah. Come on. I'd like to see that. All right. And last news of the day, we got Nier Automata's dev was ordered to ignore what the West thinks of his game.
Yo.
What?
Huh?
And this day and age of the internet, I don't blame them. Because it's like, yo, I know they'll probably have something to say about this chick with her big booty. And
But
I don't want to
wasn't this-
hear.
but
I don't
wasn't-
want to hear nothing.
What did they say?
Just
But
bring
was-
them out.
But wasn't the game critically acclaimed?
No, this is before it came out.
Oh,
This is
When
the
they were developing it,
backlash
yeah.
of making a chick who looks hot in a game.
Oh, with the ass out?
The backlash of having that on the West and
of
the
having
internet
a female protagonist because people
In
in the
general.
West don't understand.
in general, but the fact that she had a giant ass didn't help.
You said giant ass like 5 times, my guy.
Well, it's, you know, it's just it's,
said one time, sir.
It's the fact that it's not even that it's like a big ass. It's just it's out all
No,
the
that's
time.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just
but the
that's what-
backlash of
yeah.
hearing the internet talk just
Yeah.
because they want to talk without playing it
Well, because they're pervy.
is why. Well, I'm saying even against it, not even for it, against it. He was for it. Like the director of the game was like, "Yo, I don't care if y'all draw her, do what you want, but that's not what." We're
He's
talking
like,
about."
listen, man. He's like, this is a fantasy of mine. It's playing out.
Finally made it a game.
Yeah, made it a game. So
Very,
you
very
know,
popular. He's very popular.
it's like I ordered myself a doll that looked just like this.
It's like don't kink shame, man.
Yeah,
Don't kink shame.
just let me. I'm not harming nobody. So leave me alone.
Nier's a very, very popular game.
But that game is fire though, so
Very
I'm not gonna
popular.
fight
And
him.
I say everyone should play it.
I love that game.
The
It is
storyline is amazing.
It's incredible.
And but they said they credited with reviving the Japanese game industry
Mm.
because by the time this came out, they were like Japan was on another thing they were doing. They weren't focusing on like when we grew up, Japanese games were quirky, they were weird,
Yeah.
and they weren't like anything America had, and they were the big time.
Licky licky.
Like this is what we had.
Wow. Wow.
That's in the game. Dude.
Gal Guardians.
Gal Guardians.
So, when we were growing up, Japanese games were the pinnacle of gaming. When we looked at America for games, we would see stuff like EA games and like Budokan and stuff. We were like, yo, dude, this is not
You
the
said EA and Budokan.
Yes. You'd be like, this is not the move. Where's the game in this?
Dropping that game's name out of nowhere.
We have Mortal Kombat and NBA Jam.
Hey.
Yeah, that was another. Yeah, compared to Japanese games, you see where I'm going.
Yeah.
And then they lost their luster. I would say maybe end of 360, kinda. They were kind of shooting. Like, when did Lost Planet come out? That was like end of 360, right?
Nah, it was beginning of 360.
Yeah, it was early.
I feel like it almost could have been a launch title.
So you saw how part one was.
Yes.
That was Japanese type. I mean, it's still Western based because of the guns and stuff. But you saw how it went. Same with what you call it? What was the space? Dead Space.
06.
Yeah. So same with Dead Space. You saw how those games came out, they were classic. And then part 2 came out and they started directing it more towards multiplayer and more towards Call of Duty type stuff. And then 3 came out and they went with multiplayer and then even Resident Evil.
Well, 3 was the one with multiplayer, but 2 is.
No, I'm saying they went to.
Yeah.
So they went to multiplayer. And that you see the Western style coming in, destroying what the Japanese style was. And those games got worse and worse and worse. And that's where they went. And then it was like, yo, Japan can't even come out with anything now because they think that the Westerners won't accept it. So that's why you got Resident Evil 6 the way you did. They're like, we need everything to be
first person,
squad based, first person,
games. Yeah,
action,
yeah,
guns ablaze. And then it's funny because in Japan they wouldn't even allow most of those games to come out because they were too bloody.
I really enjoyed Resident Evil 6.
Yeah, but I mean the point is that after Grand Theft and stuff like that, they kind of decided that wasn't the move to do Japanese games anymore. And you didn't get the quirky that you got in the PlayStation days and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, none of this stuff is looking too fresh to me. It's a lot of dreary brown games with guns everywhere.
Don't mess with me.
That's what it was. It was like, don't mess with Japan. But this game, with the release of this, and I don't know, what would you say like the overall vibe of Nier was? Like it was like cathartic. I don't know. They were like talking about some spiritual stuff.
It was very like face value. It's not what it looks like, and then it takes you into something deeper.
Yes.
And by the time that you're done, it becomes more of an experience than an actual game.
And it's Platinum Games, so they went more towards the Devil May Cry type fighting as far as fast. But there was more to it.
There's a hidden message throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
And you're trying to learn about what that message they're trying to tell you. And then as you really don't discover it unless you get 100% and you see what's going on. And in the credits. I think that's what the big payoff is. But no, they made something very powerful, which I did not see. I did not think that was going to be that type of game.
Yeah, but overall, I got a 9 out of 10. Overall, came to almost every system, undeniable success, and it brought back what you see now, and all these Japanese games coming back because it gave them faith. I mean, even Square was like, the Final Fantasy series was kind of directing towards more. They even went the Devil May Cry style, and that's a role playing game. So come on.
Yeah.
But even that, it was still Japanese in essence, though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
I'm glad it was.
they still had Western influence, and it was kind of hurting the magic that they used to have. But they're coming back now, as you saw in, Final Fantasy, the last one.
16?
No, not 16. the 7 remake.
Yes.
The whatever the second one. Rebirth, my bad. There's so many.
Rebirth.
That is just
Reclaim.
No, not yet. But yes, we're looking forward to the Japanese games, and thank you for ignoring what the West had to say about these games to let y'all shine and come back to the glory that y'all can do. Because we don't care what the internet says about these games anyway, because just they're going to buy it and they're going to play it. Was it up to 10? That's like a couple. I'm not sure exactly how many million what Nier, but it's up there, either 8 to 10 or something like that.
Successful.
It's way up there.
Yep.
So we're waiting for the sequel. And we don't want no guns.
No, we need that Japanese quirkiness in games.
Imagine the next Nier was first person.
Yo, side note.
What's good?
Maine was inquiring about how to
Maine.
get this hat. That I'm wearing on my head. Do we have
Where
this
can you get that
in the
hat?
merch?
Yes, there's a
Stick around. We'll
merch
talk
store?
about
Yes, yes, we do have a hat available. Hat available on the
It's about
store
my wow.
right now.
Where go you got that?
level857.com/membership, and you could purchase it from there. Hell yeah.
Get that. Wear it. Take a picture. Send it to us. And put it on the show.
For real.
Oh, for real. And we'll post it on the
On Insta.
on our socials.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Get your level 857 merch and take a picture in it, and we'll put you on our socials for
It's
sure.
there. It's there.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
So on that note, we're going to go on a break for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which I want to talk about because y'all can talk about it now.
Yes.
They want to talk about the Switch too. I know they do.
You don't want to
I'm sorry, y'all. We do it next week.
Yeah, we're holding everything back until we gather more information that wasn't revealed during today's presentation. Compile that and then give you a boom
We excited.
reaction.
Don't worry. We excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Not about that price though. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, there's a couple of things there. I'll give them a preview. A preview since break.
Before we get to that, it's Nier sold 7.5 million.
Wow, Nier did, right? That's crazy. It deserves to. I gotta play through it again. I got one ending. And it's one of the better endings, but you have to be a twice to get the full ending. At least be a twice. 3 times? Really? From start to finish? Oh God, Lord, that's gonna be rough though. I have too many games I'm playing right now. It's insane. Really? Oh God. I will say this about the Switch too though. $450 price was high. I thought that I thought people know I've been talking shit for a long time about the price, saying it's not gonna go over $399. It's not gonna go over. It's $450, and it's messed up too because when you convert the yen is like freaking $330, US dollars. So it's. And I understand. I have my reasoning why they probably made the price that high. For those who are going to be importing it. So. Yeah, we'll be talking about that on the next podcast. But I'll just say right quick. Come on, $90 Mario Kart World. What the? Let's go.
We're entering. Prices were high back in the day. If you think about
Nintendo's
it, right?
crazy.
And dude, it's just gonna get higher.
Like Genesis, Phantasy 4, that was $99.
Right, but it's just like, but Nintendo is the first one to do the shotgun 80 to 90.
Nintendo's been all about their money the whole time,
They are an empire, and they're very premium priced.
and a trendsetter.
That too. But look, we got more powerful consoles on the market right now. Series X, PlayStation 5, 5 Pro, and they're not featuring $80 games. So I know they're not portable. I know the value of a Switch 2 is going to be great, but come on, man.
You know what they're doing that in reaction to, right?
I know, yeah. We'll talk
Exactly.
about that. I know what they're probably. I know why that probably is, but for the games, though, come on, man. No,
Everyone's gonna feel it now.
Don't use up all your material right now.
I'm not. I'm gonna save it for the next
Everybody's
podcast.
gonna feel it.
He's going to be just as furious next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll still do that. And he's gonna start turning. He's gonna get mad when he gets that redneck voice.
Yeah.
What the hell are they doing? They want me to buy this
All
piece
right.
of garbage.
And we're back.
Yes, and we're gonna go through the games played as quickly as possible. It's late, man. It's late.
Yeah. For real.
So we'll start off with the co-ops, of course. Here we go. Splintered Fate.
What a
yeah,
game.
man.
Ninja Turtles.
That was the new DLC.
The new DLC, Casey Jones.
I just want them to keep releasing shit for this game. I just keep wanting excuses to play this game.
And this also goes in the category of like the good roguelikes.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh,
Not
this is
many.
fun.
This
Not
threw me
many that
for a
I
loop.
like.
This threw me for a loop. I was like, yo, what are we playing right now?
Yeah.
Changed the game completely.
How was Casey Jones?
She's cool.
I
I picked I was playing as. It was good.
Nice.
He's good, man.
I just really like this game a lot.
That's good.
I really enjoy this
Dude, they were
game.
trying to kill us.
It's funny because it's the only Turtles game without a jump.
And it works. How the fuck does it work?
It works.
But you have a dodge?
Yeah, you have a
Yeah.
dodge and you have a.
I don't
yeah.
even think about jumping in this game.
No.
Yeah, but it works though. It
Yeah.
works.
Except when the curb gets in the way.
Yeah.
You're like, come on.
I don't understand what it is about this game, but every time
I
I play it.
I hate how little that pizza heals you though.
Oh yeah.
That's the only gripe.
That's the thing about the roguelike, those type of roguelike games is that you have to build up everything.
Yeah.
It's meant for you to play over and over and over.
That
and over
item
and over
is
again.
worthless.
But yeah.
You're like, yo, there's a pizza.
It's
Two
finding that right item to build up
Give
to
me
get enough
25
money.
energies at least.
Right.
Just 25 was all that.
But we got some we leveled up some stuff there.
Nah, we
were
did,
able
we
to,
did.
you know.
Yeah, I like it when
the
it
dice was
counts.
cool.
I like when what you add counts
Yeah.
and it helps your game.
Yeah.
It gives you that you know.
Well, that's a great thing about roguelikes in general. When they have permanent upgrades,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
get rewarded with something permanent that's gonna.
Every time you play it different, but you play it and see the difference.
I didn't
Yeah.
even realize how much our characters have built up because like I accidentally started the game over.
Oh,
And
no.
I was at 100 energies. I said, "What the fuck you mean 100 energies?" And then I'm like, and I loaded the file that we were on, and then there was 270 to start. I said, "Oh, that's a big fucking difference." I was like, completely forgot. At least all the stuff that you accumulate through the playthroughs, you keep, which is dope.
And we keep understanding it better also.
Yep.
And even though we had a lot of technical difficulties this past Sunday, so which we did iron out, thankfully. But
It's growing pains, John.
we did record, just in case, we did record a test recording of Helldivers 2, and we got one mission done. And here it is. This is our test recording with the new setup that we got.
Yes.
This is when I
And,
blasted Kev.
Yeah.
Oh
If
man.
you back up like a minute. you'll
Oh
see it
yeah.
get popped
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
head.
Yeah. Let me see. Actually, I could.
It's right there.
I just put on like a new sniper
right
rifle
there, right there. No, no.
Oh,
no.
right. I
there.
missed it. Oh, right here.
before it. I think it's before.
No, it's right here.
You sure?
It's right here.
His dead ass body's on the floor.
You sure?
Actually, it's still on the floor. I'm looking at it.
Oh, so you gotta go back a bit.
Yeah.
I was trying to learn how to play the game again. I'm like, all right.
We all were trying to figure it out.
And bam!
Oh.
I kept right in the
Yo, let me
fucking
see
head.
that again. I gotta see that again.
I was talking to Turb.
Dude, that's crazy.
I showed y'all from my perspective. We just
It's like,
said,
wow.
Yeah.
You walked across in the dark.
Just looked like it looked like you tripped.
Because it's a sniper rifle. You charge, you hold down the button, and you let go.
Yeah.
And that wasn't like the other one I had. I said, oh, shit.
Yeah.
And Kev got his head roasted.
Yeah,
That's
I forgot.
funny.
I forgot how fun this game is.
That's
man.
all. No, it's always
mad
awesome.
funny.
It's
I
always a
forgot
great
how
time.
fun
oh,
this
we
game
forgot how to
is.
play completely.
Yeah.
And then we killed it.
Yeah, we got better. We got better.
No, it all it's like muscle memory. You just
I'm just glad nobody's watching while
It's
we
like
learn.
riding the bike.
yeah.
Riding the bike.
Why isn't this 5 fucking players?
Oh, that would have
know,
been the
right?
perfect squad game.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man.
But we need somebody to hold the camera. You'll be the camera guy. Chuck.
Yeah, you guys also did a quick multiverses, even though this footage
That
is from the 2 weeks before.
Didn't even
but-
count. We played 2 matches.
Yeah.
Yeah. OBS was like, nah, not today, son.
Yeah, no.
Not today.
A lot of issues, man. Choc did the Marvel versus Capcom fighting game collection. Or fighting
Bruh.
collection.
Oh, you went to that?
For the first time ever in Fighter Friday history, I went undefeated.
Whoa!
Wow.
So nobody's playing?
Undefeated.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Undefeated. That's right. That day's defeated.
Yeah,
That
Reggie
is an
jumped in.
accomplishment.
Reggie jumped in.
Oh,
I
word?
fought him. I won. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I dominated these fights. Like some of them I barely won. But I won.
shit.
You know what I mean?
Talk that shit.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2, yes.
Oh, 2?
Yes. And for the first time ever, me and Reggie were on the same team. You played a little bit of Punisher and Nick Fury.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah.
Radical Reggie.
So yeah, I was undefeated and
Did y'all beat that game?
Say what?
Did y'all beat the Punisher?
Oh no, we didn't.
That game's like 30
Oh.
minutes long.
It's
not-
online?
no, it's not that. It's
Yeah.
you can play online, but you can only play the challenge mode, so you don't have infinite
Oh.
continues.
Oh, that shit
that's
ended
tough.
on that
That's
ended
tough.
on like stage 3.
Yes, that's tough, man. That is tough.
That game is difficult.
Yeah, that's ruthless, man. It's ruthless.
that game is made to take your change.
Yeah.
No
You know what I'm
kidding.
saying?
It's an arcade.
Nah,
game.
Chuck, you went on the field. You talked that shit.
Nah,
Yeah.
Talk that shit.
nah.
Come on,
Don't
let them
need
know.
to.
Don't
need to.
mess with me.
Come on, man.
Choc. What else you play for Fighter Fridays, man?
And then
I mean, not for Fighter Fridays.
Talk
What
about
else
that
did you play?
undefeated streak.
I came, I saw, and I conquered. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I went to a friend's house. We played a little bit of Mario Kart. We played a little bit of Smash Ultimate.
Fear me.
At one point, because they don't play Smash too often, we played a 3-on-1.
Oh, against you?
Against me, yeah. I got stomped out, but it took him a long time.
Wow.
I can imagine.
Choc felt
3 against
powerful.
1.
I did. I really
Choc
did.
felt powerful.
I did.
Right?
I did.
How were you in Mario Kart, man? How'd you
In
do?
Mario Kart, yo, I was winning some races, but some races I got smoked. Like in the beginning of the race, I would be ahead for like the first 2 laps, and then I would get hit by a red shell, a green shell, and I'd get hit by a blue shell on its way to the first place thing. So I get knocked out.
That's
the
when you're
box.
like, all right, shut it off. Shut it off. I'm done. Fuck
For
this.
real.
Fuck this. I'm out.
Wow.
Yeah, man. It's this games are mad fun, bro. Mad fun.
And Turbo, you played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
Yes, I did.
Damn.
I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey for a couple of years now.
God damn, man.
Which Assassin's Creed?
It's like, just give it up, man.
So I was like,
Which Assassin's Creed?
which
Odyssey.
is Odyssey, yeah.
Odyssey?
Yeah, because I've been playing it off and on for a while now. But Assassin's Creed Shadows just looks so intriguing that I'm like, it just sparked up my love for the series again.
Why,
so I was like,
why does everyone forget about Mirage, man?
because it's after Valhalla. I'm playing them in order. I have to play it-
I'm not skipping Mirage. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna try to play it.
No,
soon.
Mirage is a freaking dope game.
No, that's on the list. I'm just like
it's back to form of
Shadow
Assassin's
looks cool
Creed.
too. From what I've seen, it looks crazy.
Shadows
Shadows looks
that's,
amazing.
That's
It looks
why,
awesome.
That's why I
Yeah.
want to play Mirage so I can get to that.
Yes.
A friend of mine played when Shadows dropped, she played it for like 36 hours that weekend. I was like,
Damn.
wow.
I heard it's like 10 until you get to see the other dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. It's like 10 hours so you see the
Long
other dude?
time.
I was like, wow, good for you. I love that for you.
That's no, it looks great. So I was just like, you know what? Let me go back to playing Odyssey. Odyssey's a great game.
No, it's not. No, that seems fun.
It's huge. I'm
It's a
like,
big
it's,
game.
How
it's a-
far are you then?
It's a big game.
Damn.
I'm on level 20.
857.
That has wings.
I'm on like level 20.
Hold on, that's
Wait, what fucking game
Pegasus?
is this?
It is
What the
Assassin's
You have a
Creed Odyssey.
Pegasus?
Is it fucking wings?
That's got to be a
I don't know
bonus
who's
horse.
playing this.
Wait, I'm like, what is that?
That's hilarious. That's
And
A
Okay,
black
I-
horse with purple wings. I was like, I never seen that in that
Nope,
game,
not
bro.
that-
That's Choc's horse.
Should be.
MK, shout out to MK Ice and Fire is the channel that has this gameplay.
What the
They put it on
fuck?
mod.
got
I never
wings.
seen
That's- I never
those.
seen
Yeah, I've
that
never
shit.
seen it
If
either.
that thing starts fucking flying,
That'd be dope.
I'd be like,
Yeah, I need to know. Does this horse fly?
I don't know.
I don't know if
Imagine.
that's an actual. That's got.
I think that's
gotta
definitely
be
a
fake.
mod.
That's gotta be fake.
Playing it on PC, most likely.
Yeah, so I gotta go. I gotta beat this. I'm trying to beat as fast as I can. I've been playing this for the last few days. Every time I get a little bit of time, I'm like, let me go back.
I
in
know
there.
this room. You upgrade your thing in here.
There's a lot of cultists, man. There are a lot of cultists and a lot of mercenaries come after you. It's like you're constantly fighting.
I love killing cultists.
And then, and the moves in it, it's I just discovered too that you know how like when you hold down the bumper right to bring up the moves that you can do.
Yeah.
I'm like I keep unlocking all these moves. I'm like I only have 4 spots to put moves and that's it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you have another one. You have another one that you could switch to. You could stack 2, so you could have you could stack 8 moves.
That
And
combo was
I
dope.
just discovered that too. I was like, oh wow. I was like, I could put 4 more freaking techniques on the other palette when I switch to it by hitting down after you hit the right bumper. It's like I didn't know you could do that.
No, it's just 300 the game,
Yeah.
and it's a great game.
Yep.
But it's 300.
No, it's true. It's like it's. I think of all the Assassin's Creed so far, you don't feel like an assassin. Like you're just like
You're like a barbarian.
you can,
like a
you have assassin techniques, right? You
Right.
could hide in bushes and grab somebody and stab them. Like you got that stuff, right? But then
right.
it's just like the dudes, they see you too easily. Their vision is all like you get
Oh,
caught.
yeah.
You get caught
that-
easy, and it starts up a brawl. It's like you could be. You try no matter how great stealth
That's
you
why
are.
Mirage
it's
is
like,
a breath of fresh air.
Actually, Al, I think I disagree with him because he's not good at stealth. We've seen him in stealth.
Oh, yeah, that's
So I just think that you're just terrible at stealth, and they
Yeah.
see you right away. We've seen you in action.
yeah.
You're impatient, and you get caught all the fucking
if you
time.
watch the channel, you know. Right?
Watch Origami 2 or Playthrough. You see who gets caught all
It's
the fucking
designed
time.
around the fact that you're gonna get caught. Start the brawl. That's the gameplay of Assassin's Creed. Come on,
So you know what?
I
You know what, in that
assassinated
case-
quite a few people in that.
Look,
Yeah,
so
me
have
too.
I
Me
was gonna
too.
So
say.
have I.
I'm gonna say I don't recommend Mirage for you then.
No, I don't,
You get caught every 5 seconds.
You're
I'm gonna be fine. Look,
And then he's going to blame you, and you're not even in the game.
I'll be like, what the hell? What the hell?
Wow.
But anyway,
but yeah, I'm gonna try to beat that game and beat all the rest of them, and it's a good game, great game. So yeah.
Am I up?
Yeah.
Yes.
You're
Well, speaking of feeling like an assassin,
Yeah.
I'm playing Middle Earth, Shadow of Mordor.
Greatest game ever made.
Yes.
I mean, I got curious finally because the death of the studio made me be like, "Yo, what did I miss out on?" And I can stealth murder a couple of people in this game.
Yes.
Because that's pretty much primarily the thing you do, and you snatch the hell out of these guys. And you can stab someone right next to someone. They be like, "Huh? I didn't see that." So then
Awesome.
run right
Like
up
that.
to this guy.
Yeah, exactly.
End up like with a pike in the head. But yeah, I pretty much couldn't stop killing all the Nemesis characters.
So addictive, man.
It's insane.
It's so
I-
addictive.
I actually have the picture. I don't think I sent it to y'all, but I have the picture of the entire stage where all those characters were
Oh yeah.
all dead.
Yeah.
Everyone was
Damn.
dead.
No promotions
There
because
was
they're all
no
dead.
one-
Because you go back and you're like, I can't.
Well, I played like consecutively all week last week, and I think 2 days straight I didn't get killed at all. So I just wiped out the map, and then I got killed, and like 15 people stepped up. I'm like, come on, I had nothing to do with this. A dog bit me,
And that
none of y'all can move on.
But it
that's
was
how they
his
get you.
dog.
Yeah,
So he gets
exactly.
promoted.
Because I missed a button.
and that's how they get you. That's how they get you.
Instant death. I was mad as hell.
Actually, I just had a memory now.
I murdered everyone. Biggest dudes in the game. Dog came up. I said, "Oh, hit B, A," and then dead instantly.
I just had a stupid. I just had a stupid funny memory of Mikey B's playing this,
Oh, it's amazing.
and
Best memory
He-
ever.
he couldn't get. You know how you have to do the time attack and there's a
Yeah,
circle
yeah,
and then
yeah.
you have to hit the button at the end.
Yeah.
He thought the game was broken.
Because he couldn't move.
Yeah,
He
he,
was-
thought, he thought
he
you
was
just hit the button. He thought you just hit the button multiple times.
Ah.
He did it like 40 times. It wasn't where he was legit. Like took the game out.
He just didn't
was gonna go
understand.
back to GameStop and return the shit because it was. He thought he was
It's like,
broken.
no, you just suck. You
I was like, yo.
can't return a game because you
remember-
suck.
I'm like, did you try hitting the button when the circle gets to the middle? He didn't even say anything.
He went
just
upstairs. He said,
He went back, and I didn't hear from him again. I'm like, oh my god, that's what it was.
Dude, the game overall,
Oh, that was funny.
highly addictive.
Yes.
Highly addictive.
Yes.
I couldn't wait to get home to play it. I was like, dude, this is insane the way you fight.
Now you know.
And you end up fighting like 50 people at the same time. You're like, yo, I'm not going down.
Dude,
I'm being
it's-
honest. It's just like
yo.
in Batman when you get surrounded.
Yes.
It's exactly like
Yeah,
that. But
with
you
the
got
sword.
a sword. And you can chop their heads off in the
and-
middle of the battle.
and the sound, though.
Yes.
The
Oh.
sound of the.
Dude.
It's
Yes.
like,
I'll be fighting 5 little guys, right? Some big dude comes up with a shield. I was like, nope, 2 buttons, your head is off. You're not fighting
Yep.
me. You're not disrupting this thing.
It's such
Every
a
time.
sleeper game.
it
man.
is
Like,
one of the funnest games I've ever played.
oh my god.
and
there was
and,
characters
and
who
he
were
loves it this
poisoned.
much.
There are
Right.
characters- There are characters who are
You're
poisoned.
not ready for 2.
And I was fighting some other bosses, and I noticed in the corner, there's the icon. It was green. I said, what's going on with that guy? I killed the dudes I was fighting. I was trying to run up to the other one. Disappeared. It's like
He fled?
Dead. No.
Oh, he
no,
died.
He died.
He died on his
He was
own.
poisoned. He said he got assassinated by someone. I said, yo, I had nothing to do with that.
You fucking scrub.
Dude.
And they slow it down, right? Like they
Yep,
slow it
yep.
like he's
Yeah.
like.
No one. I was nowhere near him. He said, oh. I said, who poisoned you, dude?
Dude, I love poison. Dude, I'm so obsessed with this game, man.
Dude, that thing ripped my head off.
The funny thing is, if I even throw this game in for 2 seconds,
I'm playing the whole thing.
I'm going to play the entire game.
I'm playing the whole game.
There's
dude.
no way you can keep
You
me.
can't
from playing
stop.
it.
You
I'm
can't
probably
stop.
gonna play it all this week because I got to a second part. No
Yeah.
spoilers, but I
Yeah.
got to a second part. I'm like, oh, there's a whole nother thing.
Oh yeah,
shit.
like I told you before, man.
And
I'm
then-
like,
just
wait and see.
Then the sequel.
The
Well,
sequel is
I know the sequel because I started that first.
The things they added. Oh
But it's
my.
crazy that there's another game after this. I'm like, dude, there's so much time. I already put in like 35 hours,
God damn.
and
It's
this was
so
out of nowhere.
And you haven't played this. This
No.
is insane to me.
It needs to be
No,
60
no,
frames.
shut up!
Maybe with the
Shut up!
Switch 2, we'll get a 60 frame
Shut up!
Shadow of Mordor finally. Maybe it'll
Listen,
happen.
I agree with them. It's a shame that you haven't
It
played
should
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
It's a
60
crime. It's a crime.
frames.
Seriously,
I will not
Shame.
touch this game until it has 60 frames.
So
No,
play
dude,
it.
dude,
at
you're doing
60
yourself a
frames.
disservice. Like
Yeah,
you
dude,
have no
for real.
idea.
I got a lot more
Upgrade
play.
your slow ass computer and play at 60 frames.
It'll be on the
No
Switch too.
excuses.
It'll be Warner
will
Bros.
not
gonna do
be.
it. They're gonna bring it
They're
down.
out
you-
of business.
With that mentality, you're never gonna play this game, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's
it's an
ridiculous.
amazing
It's a shame.
game, but no, it's stealth. There's so much stealth.
That's true. That's true. It's stealth. He's
not doing it.
I'm good. I do stealth.
No,
I
you
play.
suck.
I play Arkham.
You fucking
I play
suck.
Arkham. I had to be stealthy in Arkham.
Shot,
No,
did
you don't.
play it?
I started it,
You
and
need to
then
go back.
something else came
No,
out.
nothing. happened.
Marvel
Thing is,
Rivals.
you see, the thing is, you didn't get grabbed yet.
No, it wasn't Rivals. It definitely wasn't Rivals. It came out long before Rivals came out. I started playing it long before Rivals came out, but something else came out, and it
Gears 5.
snatch me away.
Yeah, build your
Shut the
stats.
fuck up, man.
Build your stats up
Before
start
you
chopping
even
heads
go.
off.
Yeah.
Start chopping heads off. You are addicted.
It's
Yeah.
the sound. It's
Just add extra move to your combo. That's all you got.
it's the stabbing in the stomach and then popping
The
the
fact that
fucking
you can
head
run
off.
up on people and just do some crazy shit to them, right through their neck.
Jump off someone's shoulders,
He's
shoot
like,
an
"Oh,
arrow
no."
into someone's head.
You know how many dudes was running away from me? Like, in the middle of a battle. He said, yo, step up to me. I got all my squad.
And they run like bitches.
Oh, yeah.
They'll run like bitches. Like big dudes will run like bitches. It's fucking
I ran
hilarious.
across half a map chasing somebody.
Yep.
I was like, you're not getting away.
And he's
dude.
twice the size
You're not
of you.
getting
Yep.
away. One dude I was
Scared.
chasing, or literally half the map. I was fighting. He came out
Yeah.
of nowhere. And then I was about to kill him. He ran. I said, no, I'm going to murder this guy and I will find him.
Hunting down everyone.
Mad far. And I was like, yo, he's still in the memory? I found him, chased him down.
Still running.
He was still running. He fucking ran through a fire and got burnt up and fell. And then I stabbed him in the head.
That's a pathetic death.
He ran.
That's so
That is
sad.
so pathetic.
How you gonna run for half a map just to get caught in fire and
stabbed in the head.
He ran into a campfire and started screaming. I said, yo, I got you. I got you.
This makes me want to play.
Oh, look at this. Look at this being surrounded.
It's so bad, man. It's ridiculous.
It's freaking awesome.
See, look, he's
man.
about to run.
There you go.
Retreating.
He's
Get me the
about to
fuck
run
up out of here. That's what he's saying. Get me the fuck up out of
Yeah.
here.
He's about to
Oh,
run.
so
He's
fun,
not
man.
getting
This
away.
person's not good at the game. Oh, he
He
got
didn't
killed.
make it.
He got
He didn't make it.
He got popped.
He didn't make it at all.
Oh, I
Sometimes-
love this
The
game.
last thing about it, sometimes you get up to a character, he talks mad shit, you hit him once and he is dead.
It's like Berserk.
Yeah.
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 Berserk
He
shit.
talked
Oh,
mad shit. I caught him with an arrow in the head. He said, oh.
That's another.
Arrow
Yeah,
in
the
the head.
arrows also are dope.
Arrow.
combat
in the
is
head.
so sick. Oh, the reversals.
Yeah, in fact, you do that mid combo is
Ah,
stupid.
the head.
Wow, that shit is awesome.
It just gets you
Mid-combo.
so pumped.
And then another boss will run out. Why are you doing this?
Wow.
Like, why are you here?
Oh, fucking love this game. Oh, yeah, you can't show it anymore,
I
dude.
gotta stop. I gotta
This
stop.
does
Let's go to the next game. You're the last one, man. Take us home.
All right, yeah. Damn, man, that just made me feel a certain way. I got only like two more hours into Eiyuden Chronicles.
How many hours total would you say?
14. I'm in.
Oh,
Really?
I'm at 14. Yeah, they just introduced the third main character.
It's under 20 hours, though?
Yeah, I haven't done 20 yet. Actually, this is exactly where I just was.
Really?
That's exactly where I just was. That character running
Good thing
right
I
now.
asked.
That's the third character.
Okay.
That scene just happened.
This is 7 hours in the. Yeah.
Rue is in the squad?
8 hours in.
That's the new squad.
That's a swole ass kangaroo, though.
Yeah,
You
no,
see
he's
that face?
he's mad. But they send you back to the main character after this. You don't even get to really do a battle with him yet. But that's them introducing her to the game. But when it comes to I don't play RPGs like this, like regular RPGs, because they're so big and there's so much
played some
story.
How many you played?
Yeah, I played some, like the Suikoden's and shit like that, and that's why I picked this one up. So it's like I gotta have time set to sit down and play or whatever. But I just picked up a bunch of new characters.
See your stars, too.
Yeah. I got to be in that right frame.
I gotta play that.
But the soundtrack in this is very good. It's very good. I'm very impressed with every track I've heard has been very awesome.
Fight mechanics good?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. There's gonna have more characters and it's gonna be tougher for me to pick 6. And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, can you at least divide them up into groups so I could actually give somebody some run? But no, I like it. I dig it. I might have to dabble in some Assassin's Creed Mirage soon because I don't know how many hours this game is. It could be 60 to 80, and I'm not going to be. I need to dabble between 2 different types.
Mirage is a straightforward, man.
Yeah, so
Straightforward Assassin's Creed. Old school Assassin's Creed.
yeah, so I gotta get involved in that, and that'll be quicker.
Yeah.
But no, this game's awesome. I do enjoy it, but I got to get into. I think from what Reggie told me, the part I'm at now is where it's gonna lock me in. So, but
Lock it up.
yeah,
All right.
Fear me.
He said it is
All
46 and a half hours long.
46.
Yeah.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible.
Almost midway point.
That's not terrible. So if I'm closing in on midway, then that's good.
Okay.
But I don't feel like it.
Midway for the mid boss.
Mid boss.
Word.
Why does he look like me?
about
That
that
guy just looks
Wayne.
like you in the game.
Damn.
That's hilarious.
Who?
But that's a bizarre.
Wayne
I was talking about the dude with the cloak. Yeah.
and the Killmonger hair.
Haley is those are cool characters that she has, and that chick character looks dope. I like her a lot. Marissa, but I didn't get a chance to fight with her.
All right.
All
And that's
right.
the show, y'all.
Well, not everything.
What happened?
We have to announce the.
Oh, that's right.
It's the first podcast of the month.
That's right.
That's right.
Yes.
So let's get that drum roll.
Oh man, Venom 2K2. You are the winner of the March 2025 Level 857 multi-game giveaway. Congratulations! Woo!
Yeah.
Congrats! We're gonna get contact with you real soon. See what you're gonna pick. Put on social media. Let the world know
Shout
that
out
you.
to Venom.
Congratulations, Venom.
Yes, maybe Peter Parker and Spider-Man might win next month. I don't know, but Venom.
next month, yeah, stuttering prick.
There's a chance that they're in the contest that they could win.
They could win, you
If they
know.
were actual people.
Might be Steve Rogers or something like that. We'll see.
Speaking of Spider-Man, new show's dope, so I recommend that.
Friendly neighborhood.
Yeah, yes.
Is it really?
Yo,
That's
the
good.
opening, the opening
Like that
theme.
song's dope.
Oof.
That
Song's
show,
dope.
that
Good
show,
show.
Hits.
Show's dope.
Very good show. I was surprised. Very good show.
Yeah, man.
Really? I didn't like the way it looked. I'll have to give this another shot.
Mikey B's look like Doc
Watch
Ock.
it. Yes, he does.
Wow.
Mikey B's
Yeah.
looks like Doc Ock. I'm sorry.
Wow.
You're not wrong. You're really not wrong.
No,
You
you'll
showed me
like
the
it.
picture. I was like,
the shot. The character working
wow.
is crazy.
Really? All right, now I'm gonna watch
And
it.
there's
now.
some dope cameos.
Yes.
I gotta watch it
Yeah, buddy.
right after we talk about our stream schedule.
That's right. For those who are checking us out for the very first time, decided that you love the podcast and want to see what more we got in store for you. If you can't get enough of us, we got some more content in the form of a streaming schedule starting Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Actually, might start in that maybe 2:30 p.m. We'll see how it goes, but it's Sundays.
And
Let's
we had a
play.
reaction this morning also on the Switch too.
Yeah.
Don't forget to check that out if you didn't.
That's right. Yes, you guys did a great reaction. I was watching along with you guys, and that was a very great time. Oh my gosh! So check that out
Have problems.
on.
Nintendo was having a lot of
No kidding. Watch that on the
Twitch
channel
screen wasn't bad.
if you haven't. Yeah, Let's Play Sundays. That's multiplayer games, guys. Co-op versus, starting early Sundays. So follow social media, join the Discord, find out what we're going to be playing. Yeah, Choco, what you got going on for Fridays?
We got Fridays, 9 p.m. every Friday Eastern Standard Time. I play fighting games. I play beat 'em ups. Sometimes I beat people up. Sometimes I get beat up. And it's the first Friday of the month, so we're playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I want all the smoke. Bring it.
Don't mess with me.
Show up. Let's fight. We throwing hands.
I might just mean I might have to drop in that one. It's always a fun time. It attracts a lot of great players in there. So yeah, if you play Smash, join in. And we'll get it going. Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the podcast, guys, live with all five of us doing what we do best, hosting this thing. You guys, the live chat, making this thing a party. If we have guests as awesome as Raymond was earlier, then that's going to be awesome as well. The discussion's going to be lively and awesome. Like it always usually is. And if you like the podcast and like to support us, several ways that you can get down on doing so. You can rate and review it on your favorite podcasting platform, wherever you get your podcasts. Tell some family and friends that we exist. That's always a great way to do it. And maybe consider becoming a member on either Patreon or Fourth Wall. You got permanent discount on merch and a whole lot of other perks and content for you guys to get into that other people just won't have access to.
You like Choc's hat? You can cop that.
Cop that shit. Take it right off his head.
And just so everybody, the merch is available to anybody who wants to visit our store, which is at 857ent.com/merch if you want to check out the store. But by joining a membership, you do get that permanent discount, so inflation is on the rise with high prices if you've seen the Switch 2 price. So, we encourage you to join that membership, get a little bit of a discount.
All right.
On that note,
Until next
what a
week,
day.
everybody out there in the chat, thank you.
Thank you
for
guys so
watching.
much.
Listen, man, you guys are awesome, and we will see you next week.
Hug your parents.
Gotcha, bitch!